How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. If you've been here before, or welcome new. Let's do a little view of the square here. Let's see where I can stand. Stand right here somewhere. Audio should be good. Can I ask you guys a few questions?
No, I'm good.
What's up, Alicia? They're on a tour. Look over there. There's a. I don't know if you can see the tour guide. Let's over to the side more. A lot of people come over. They talk about the statue there and this house behind me. These ladies. How you doing, ladies? Can I ask you a few questions?
No, we're late for a tour. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Have a good day. I don't know if you heard her. She said they're running late for a tour. She did tours of the slaughterhouse now, right? I've asked them.
Hello, City to it. On tour.
How you doing, ladies? Can I ask you a few questions? Yeah, they're in a little group. Probably going to take a few minutes. There's a couple coming. Maybe they'll talk. Man in blue. What's up, Evil? Can I ask you guys a couple questions? How's everybody doing today? It's been a lot of streams all morning. Pretty cool. Going over to the next spot. Happy Friday. Yeah. I was going to go, I forgot, and it ended up coming here. I was going to go check out the movie. They're filming a movie right down the street. Probably walk down there in a little bit. You're fine. How you doing today? Good. How you doing? Would I be able to ask you a few questions? A lot of leather purses I've noticed again too. Haven't cut your hair yet? No, I ain't cut my hair. I like my long hair, but it's cold now, so I can wear my beanies. I switched my pins over to my beanie now. How you doing, sir? Can I ask you a few questions? Yeah, I cut it. I shaved my head yesterday and it grew back already. Good. How are you guys? Can I ask you a few questions?
Okay, sure.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
So I ask about animals. How do you feel about animals?
I like most of them.
Most of them? Why do you say that?
I like most of them. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about humans exploiting animals?
That's not very nice, but Sometimes
Right.
it happens.
Right. You would agree that we should respect animals, right?
Right.
You think that when we take things from animals, like we take eggs or dairy, or we take their life when we eat them, you think that's respectful?
Yes, because all of life has to take from others in order to survive.
Do you think we have to take things from animals though?
We have to eat.
But we have other options, right?
Um, I don't know. I would say, well, nowhere in nature are eggs produced other than from chickens and ducks and geese. So, and it doesn't really harm the animal to do that.
So the standard procedures in those industries, they do harm the animals to produce eggs.
Not in any farm I've ever worked in.
Yeah, no, most chickens and 99% of the chickens, they're all chickens are female because the males don't get as big or they don't produce eggs, so they normally just kill the males right away. So you only see
Not
the
in any of the
females.
farms I've worked in.
Well, it's. Do you think that the whole industry is just like the one farm that you were at?
Well, I believe in the 95% rule.
Right.
So you take a group of people,
Mm-hmm.
95% of that group of people are good and they just want to do their job and go home.
Sure.
It's the 5% that makes the rest of them look bad. So if you take a couple years ago, there was a big thing about, police brutality and all that other stuff. That's not really the way it is. You only see 5% of the bad stuff. You only see 5% of the planes that crash.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
so
I
you
agree
only
with that.
see 5% of the bad stuff, but it makes everything else look bad.
Well,
I've worked on dairy farms. I've worked on chicken farms before I was a driver. So
So you know about the dairy cows too. It's the same thing, right?
not any,
Why do cows produce milk?
because they get them pregnant and basically whatever. So the cows they get them pregnant, they make them have babies, and they still have babies and everything else. So
what happens to the babies after they're born?
they're raised up to join the herd.
Even the male cows.
Yep.
What do they do?
They have you need the male and a female to produce a baby.
So if you were at the farms and you know that they force them pregnant, you know that they don't use a male cow and a female cow to get them pregnant. They just take the semen from the male cows.
Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't.
And it's a very small percentage.
Sometimes they
of
do, and
male
sometimes they
cows.
don't. I've worked on dairy farms before. So
Sure.
Yep.
So most male cows, like 99% of the male cows, they just go for veal in the dairy industry.
No,
You don't
sometimes
think that's cruel?
some of the farms I worked with, all the farms I worked with, they raised them up, and they were producers for later.
The males don't produce milk,
Right, but
so they're just a byproduct.
they were producers for more cows.
Not all of them. It's a very, very small percentage.
The ones I worked
They
in,
selectively breed them.
the farms I worked on. So
So how does that make it right?
Life.
We still wouldn't
it's all
trade.
about life.
If you took an animal out of that situation, the farm animal, and you put a person in that situation, what's the difference?
Humans are just animals anyway.
Right. So we have the same sentient abilities, right? As a cow, they can feel pain, right? They can be happy. They can be sad.
Yes,
So why do you think it's okay to do those things to them?
because we all need to survive.
But you could just survive off of plants instead of animals.
Nah, not so much. Our humans are omnivores, which means we need a little bit of everything. You can't just survive off of plants.
So do you think that vegans don't exist?
I know they exist.
So that proves that we don't need to eat animals.
Yeah, but most of the vegans I've ever met they've just been kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They haven't looked healthy.
Do you think I look unhealthy?
A little bit, yeah.
All right. Well, I have to agree. I think you look more unhealthy than me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Herd,
So-
yes. Is
But
that the one we would-
I've also
What do you think about me that looks unhealthy?
just I don't know. I couldn't put
Yeah.
a finger on it. So.
Yeah, you're just saying that to make yourself feel better, aren't you?
Nope.
Right. But so there's nothing about me that looks unhealthy just from looking at me.
You're a little skinny, but
I think you're a little overweight.
I've earned it.
I'm actually in the average
But what is
average
average?
weight.
There's no
So
such thing as average.
well, what do you mean there's no such thing as
There's no
average?
such
You're just
thing as
making things up now
No.
to make yourself feel
No,
better.
there's no such thing as average. Every person is a unique individual. Every cow is a unique individual.
So what makes it right that what we do to them?
Like I said, I've worked on dairy farms before, so we did everything the right way.
What's the right way? Can you do a wrong thing the right way?
It's not wrong to eat other animals. It's not wrong.
Think of it from the perspective of the animal. Do you think what do you think they would say if they could talk to us?
How long have humans been on the earth?
What does that have to do with what you do right now?
Well,
Women didn't have rights for the longest time. We had slaves for the longest time. Does it make those things
yeah,
right?
but you know what? Who the first slaves in America were?
Are you saying that you support slavery?
Slavery existed prior to America.
So, what is that?
Slavery existed in Egypt. In fact,
Of course.
right now Muslims are enslaving Christians and Jews. Right now, as we speak.
There's more slaves now than there ever was in history.
Correct.
Does that make it right?
It's not right.
Okay.
But
Do you think animals can be enslaved? They can feel just like us.
so, well, don't know what to tell you on that one.
So you can make a change, and instead of supporting animal slavery, you can just eat plants instead. And support.
No, I can't eat plants.
Why not?
It does.
You got to keep your weight on? Is
Yes,
that what you're saying?
I do.
I've gained weight since being a vegan.
I have to maintain my fluffiness. Because
At the expense of other animals?
because it's who I am.
Okay, so you don't have any morals?
I have plenty of morals.
But not when it comes to animals.
I have
Other
morals when it comes to
animals that can feel just like us. But
Uh,
you pay for them to be tortured and killed for you. So
I
you
don't pay
can
for them to be tortured and
eat
killed.
an optional product.
Because every farm I've ever worked at, that's not the way it worked.
They kill those animals when they stop
Again,
producing what they take from
95%
them,
of the
right?
rule. So
It's
The
every
95%
animal.
rule
Every
works
animal. It's
in
100%. It's 100% of animals are killed for us to eat them. Farmed animals. 100%. It's not 5%. It's 100%.
okay,
And you pay for it.
so you say so.
It's not my belief against your belief. It's a fact.
Okay, but it's not the fact with every farm I've ever worked on.
Every farm, whether they give them a better life or not, they still kill them at the end of the day for an optional product.
So everything, plants.
So doesn't
plants,
that go against
in
your
order,
morals?
in order to eat plants, you have to kill the plants.
Right, but plants aren't sentient like animals are.
How
They
do you
can't feel pain.
How do you know?
There's science that proves this.
Uh,
Do you think the Earth is flat?
Nope, the Earth is not flat. I've been
How do
all
you know
around
that?
it because I've been around it.
Okay.
I've been in several other countries, so I've been all
How does
around the
that
world.
prove that the Earth isn't flat?
I've also
Just like
Well-
you saying, no, I went to a farm and they weren't killing the cows that day, so they don't kill
I've
cows.
worked on farms that
Right.
were not doing it that way. I worked on a couple of farms. So
They have to ship the males off for veal because they
that's not
don't.
what the farms I worked for did.
You're just making things up.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I worked.
How long did they keep the males?
I worked in.
Did they
in a dairy
separate them
farm
from their
in
mother?
Broadnax, Virginia.
Did
for
they
a couple of
separate them
years.
from their mother when
Well,
they
yeah.
were born?
Not when they were born, but shortly after.
So
yes.
tell me the process then. What did they do?
Cows
What
are-
did they do that makes it okay to torture and
cat-
kill them?
The calves are born. They spend their time with their mother for a couple weeks, and then while the mother is still producing milk, the calves go off to another part, and they're able to eat grass by that time, and work on themselves
So how long do the males stay alive?
as long as they want to keep them. As long as they
Right.
want
So
to
you
keep
don't have. You're not giving me a time frame
because that wasn't.
because you don't know
I don't.
exactly. So
Because-
that's why I'm
because
trying to
I know we
raise
had
awareness about what actually happens to these
I know we
cows.
had fields over here of bulls I know we had fields over there of milk producing cows.
Bulls,
And
they weren't the baby males, right?
Well, a calf, baby calf, a male calf grows into a bull.
Right. But that's what I'm saying though. The bulls that they use they take the semen from the bulls, they're selectively chosen to benefit the farm.
Okay.
And benefit the company. They don't care about the cows. They don't care about the animals.
Yeah.
Most of those cows they're killed within less than a year.
Not on the farms I work.
All dairy cows.
How many dairy farms have you worked on?
A couple.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Name one.
I don't need to name them for you to try to support animal cruelty.
I worked for the Broadnox State Dairy Farm. I worked for the Kramer Dairy Farm.
Right, these are factory farms.
What's that?
Are these factory farms? How many cows did they have? Do you know?
Hundreds.
Yeah, so they're factory farms. So they don't keep the male cows.
What I'm saying is that the farms I work for didn't do that. They're not doing what you're saying that they're doing.
So how do they make any money? They keep them alive. If they keep them alive and feed them, and they don't take anything from them.
That was above my pay grade.
Yeah, so you don't know.
I just worked there. Every night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I rounded up the cows to be milked. Spent time in the milk parlor. Every time at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, rounded up the cows. Spend time in the milking parlor.
Yeah, so you don't really know what happened after that.
I know I saw the same cows over and over again.
Right, because the baby cows, you never see them again.
Well, I have seen the babies being born, and I saw them because they all have a tag on them. I've seen them out in the fields. So
how does this make any of it right, though? Even if they keep them with their mother for a little while longer than other farms, or they keep them alive a little bit longer.
What makes anything right or wrong?
Well, you said that we should respect animals, but then you're supporting companies and industries that exploit them. So how is that respectful?
I didn't say I supported any of it.
Do you drink milk or eat cheese?
I do drink milk and I eat cheese. Yes.
So you are supporting them.
You can't produce milk from any plants.
Actually, there's more different types of milk produced from plants than animals.
Yeah.
Oat milk, soy milk.
And they're all gross.
They're gross? Or you think that it's gross to have milk from a plant than titty milk from a cow? As a human adult, you drink titty milk from a cow?
Sure, why not?
You don't think that's gross?
No.
You don't think that's disrespectful to the cow?
No.
To make them pregnant, take their baby away so you can have their milk?
No.
When they can feel and they suffer because of what you buy and what you like?
No. It's not disrespectful.
That's completely contradictory to what you were saying. How is that not disrespectful?
Because it's not.
You wouldn't want to be in their position, right? If you were in their position, you would already have been sent to the slaughterhouse.
All of us who have jobs doing the same thing. Every life on this planet has a job to do.
You think animals are here for us to do whatever we want, take whatever we can from them, and then kill them when they don't produce anymore?
See, that's not the way it's going, though.
So after they stop producing milk, they just keep them alive, take care of them for the rest of their life?
When they stop producing milk, then they become beef.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't think that that's disrespectful?
No.
We just see them as products instead of the actual individual
animals? It's disrespectful to spend your whole life working to try to get ahead, and then when you die, they bury you in a cement box, and you're not being put back into the ground to...
So we should eat humans when they die?
I didn't say that. But it would be better to bury them where they could decompose and add nutrients to the soil.
Okay, sure, that's a thing.
And they did that for thousands of years until recently. We just buried people, and that was it.
So what does that have to do with the animals? Yeah, I mean, we do that today. There's some places that do that today.
Well,
but to the animals, we just take everything we can from them and then we kill them. How's that not disrespectful?
If you're gonna use an animal, you should use everything from it. Native American Indians, when they killed a buffalo,
We use everything from the animals. We probably use more things from the animals today than they did back in the day.
when
They didn't have refrigerators. They didn't have all the technology to process everything from the animal.
when the Native American Indians would hunt the buffalo, they would eat the meat, they would wear their skins, they would use the bones.
We do that today.
Okay.
Does that make it right? Just because because somebody do that to you, kill you, and then use every part of you for whatever they wanted, and you would think that's
Hey, I'm an
respectful?
organ donor. If somebody needs it, then go ahead.
So you've had a good
I'd be
life.
dead.
So you're giving me permission to take your life? Is that what you're saying?
You could try.
Yeah, but you would put a fight up, right?
Yes.
So don't you think the other animals would feel the same way?
Some of them do.
Right. So why do we do it to them?
Because we need to eat.
But you can just eat plants.
No, can't be just eat plants.
So you're denying that vegans are a thing.
I'm not denying that.
I know some vegans that have been vegan for decades.
So, okay. So,
And they're perfectly healthy. They're probably healthier than you are.
you say so.
I know so.
So,
I can tell you're unhealthy by looking at you.
you say so. So,
It's not about health. It's about your morals. Do you have any morals when it comes to animals?
yeah.
But
I
you
believe
pay
you
for
don't-
them to be tortured and killed for you for optional
paying for
products. You are. Every time you give those industries money, another animal is going to die for you.
How do you know where I get my food from?
It doesn't matter. Even if they give them a better life, they're still going to be killed when they stop producing what you want from them.
Okay.
So how do you have any morals when it comes to animals?
Humans should be killed when they don't have produced anything either.
That's a crazy thing to say. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Wow. What a piece of shit. Don't be like that guy. I don't think he's giving much to society. Maybe we should just let him go. Somebody can put him out of his misery. That was a wild thing to say. It was just going in circles anyway. I should have ended that a few minutes ago. I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, but I just wanted to keep dragging it along for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I basically asked him that. What if we put a human in that position instead of a cow? And he just went around in a fucking circle. Can I ask you guys a few questions?
No, thank you. Not right now.
I worked on a dairy farm. They don't kill the cows. God, I hate when people say that. It's so ridiculous. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. Can I ask you a few questions?
Nah, man, we're just back.
Guys wearing flip-flops. It's cold out here. What's up, Em? Neil? Yeah, I know. He was just saying dumb shit because he thought I was annoying. No foe. Andrew, are you new here? What's up, Ryan? Brett? How you guys doing? Can I ask you a few questions?
And it was you, my old man. It was like Andy and.
Can I ask you ladies a few questions? How you doing, man? Can I ask you a couple questions? Have a good day. Imagine that fat guy telling me that I look unhealthy, bro. That's so funny. It's like, yeah, you look unhealthy. What? What about me looks unhealthy? I can't say anything. Meanwhile, he's got a big ass belly on him. Come on, man. Whatever he could do to try to get the attention off of how he treats animals. Can I ask you a few questions? How you doing, sir? Can I ask you a few questions? You can be overweight and be vegan too. Not all vegans are little skinny. That's ridiculous. I forget who said it. They're like, you can eat beers or eat Oreos and drink beer. Be vegan. And they got vegan cake and donuts and all that stuff. Can I ask you guys a few questions?
Good, thank you.
They're like late for the tour over there, I think.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I forgot my apple. I had an apple the other day. That's my mic. Can I ask you guys a few questions?
What?
Can I ask you a few questions?
No, I'm good right now.
All right. Have a good day. How you doing? Can I ask you a few questions? All right. Have a good day. They got chocolate in their bag from the chocolate place. How you doing, sir? Can I ask you a couple questions?
Not well.
It's about animals and your values.
Sure.
How do you feel about animals?
I like it.
Yeah. Would you agree that we should respect animals?
I think so.
Do you think that when we take things from them, like eggs, milk, or take their life when we eat them, do you think that's respectful?
Well, it depends. We're also facilitating their lives, aren't we? I don't agree in factory farming, but I think if you raise chickens sustainably and responsibly, then they're not using them for anything. In fact, sometimes they peck them open and eat themselves.
True. Normally, if we keep them in a crowded shed, that happens a lot. Same thing with pigs.
Yeah.
When they the factory farms specifically, when they have a lot of pigs all in one place, they'll eat each other's tails.
I've seen
Bite the tails
earthlings,
off.
I've seen blackfish, I've seen all that stuff.
So you know what they do in those industries so that the pigs can't do that?
They clip the tails, they clip the ears.
Yeah, they clip their teeth out and stuff like that too. Do you think any of that's cruel?
It is.
Wait, Graham, when did I get that?
You ever think about living vegan? Do you think that when we give them a better life, right, we treat them a little bit better, at the end of the day when we're still taking things from them, and most farms, when they stop producing what we want from them, we kill them? You see how that's kind of disrespectful?
I think we're disrespectful to humans too.
Sure. But you
That's
would
why I
say
like that
that,
documentary Earthlings, because it shows all the things that we do to these
Yeah.
living animals, but we're cruel to ourselves as well.
sure, but you think that we should try to not be cruel to other humans?
Yeah.
Like, you're not cruel to other humans yourself, right? You do what you can, as best you can, to not be cruel to other humans.
I'm not cruel to animals. I consume animal products, but
Right. So do you see how that is a little bit contradictory? You support, even if you're not killing the animal yourself, you're paying somebody else to do it?
I eat plant-based meats when I can.
Yeah.
I think that to criticize people for living in the world that we are now, where these are the products available to them, that's disingenuous.
What do you mean by that?
We have no control. Look, it's the same thing with what's going on with our government right now. I can't make any of those big kind of changes. I can go stand there with a sign and say I don't like what's going on. And they'll fire pepper bullets at us, and they'll just push us out of the way. I support animal rights, and I support treating them better. And I think that factory farming is cruel and evil, but I think that animal products are still vital to humanity. So until there's something better, and until we find ourselves living on our own communes, raising our own animals sustainably, there's not really much you can do about that. Thanks.
Well, you can live vegan. What's stopping you from living vegan?
No more gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, he doesn't respect animals because he pays for them to be killed. Can I ask you a few questions, sir?
Pass, but have a good day.
How about you, ma'am? I think maybe they were in a group. Would I be able to ask you guys a few questions now? How you doing, sir? Can I ask you a couple questions? So that guy watched Earthlings, and then he just thinks that he can't make a difference. But he's actively supporting those industries that are cruel to animals. You said that they're cruel to animals. It's not a gotcha. It's just, how do you feel? Can I ask you ladies a few questions?
1 lunch hour, sorry.
You got a whole hour. That's a long time. Yeah. Do you like to eat animals? She's like, I like to eat. An hour is a long lunch break. Most people don't get an hour for a lunch break. She got 5 minutes to talk to me. Could add years to her life. I should have said that. I think I've seen them before, actually. Can I ask you guys a few questions? It could add years to your life. Nah, he wants to die. It's crazy. Can I ask you a few questions, sir?
Gotta be with the team.
Got you. Have a good day. Would I be able to ask you guys a few questions?
Gotta get my car moved before I get a ticket.
I hear you. So how's everybody going? What's up, Anna? You feeling better today? Neil? Outlaw? What are you talking about? You know who eats all the grass? Cows. You're worried about grass. Stop paying for cows to be forcibly impregnated and farmed. Can I ask you a few questions? Can I ask you guys a few questions? How you doing, ma'am? Can I ask you a couple questions? Can I ask you all a few questions? It's about food. We're going to lunch. Spreading the truth in Jesus. How would Jesus slaughter an animal? You ever thought about that? Right now, today, in our modern society, if Jesus was here and had a lamb, wanted to show compassion, would he murder the animal? Or would he go to the grocery store and buy some plants? How y'all doing? Can I ask you a few questions? What do you think? You think that's delicious? How are you doing? Can I ask you a couple questions? She's good. Elrod. Reminds me of Elwood. Elwood's dog meat. You ever eat dog? Check out elwoodsdogmeat.com. I think that's what it is. Can I ask you a few questions, sir? You just ignore me. Dennis Green. How's it going? Do you think that we should respect animals? It's pretty busy today. There's a lot of people going around. I think these are the same people, though, that keep walking back and forth. Maybe not. Can I ask you a few questions?
Not right now.
I'm named after the Blues Brothers. That's where I got my name.
That was only 200.
Jake and Elwood. That's funny. I never put that together before either. When I think of Elwood's dog meat. Have you guys ever seen the Blues Brothers movie? Freaking hilarious. That's what I'm doing out here. I'm on a mission from God.
Going to the Five Below store that has a little monster.
Can I ask you guys a few questions?
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too, man.
What about you guys? Can I ask you a few questions? She can't hear me. Yeah, Robert, good movie. Scott is eating a cheeseburger. So, you know, every time you eat a cheeseburger, you're taking food from starving people. Because we produce enough food to feed everybody. Hold on. We produce enough food to feed everybody on the planet. And more. Like billions more. The problem is most of the soy and corn and there's some other food we feed to the animals instead of feeding hungry people on Earth. Can I ask you a few questions? So when you eat a cheeseburger, you're not just responsible for the food that's on your plate, but you're also responsible for the food that animal ate as well. We put on average 15 times the calories into these animals that we get out of them. Yeah, pretty much. Not killing them, not taking things from them. Basically, put yourself in the animal's position, and if you don't think that it's okay, if you wouldn't be happy in that position, then why do you pay for those animals to be in that position? Does that make sense? No, I'm not a vegetarian. I respect animals. Vegetarians don't respect animals. They only respect pigs. Can I ask you guys a few questions? What's up, Connie? Look at those dogs. Can I ask you a couple questions? It's about animals. Cute. Did you see that guy smacking that girl's ass? Maybe he's like wiping something off of her pants or something, but That reminded me of Chip saying, relating it to people reducing or just being contradictory when they say that they, what if you said that you respect women, but then you would go around smacking their asses sometimes? Do you really respect women? Could I ask you a few questions? Maybe they didn't speak English. Run into a lot of people here that just don't speak English. They have no idea what I'm saying. You look like an intelligent person. Can I ask you a few questions? No, didn't work. I will say that when I talk to people and they actually are interested in like what I'm talking about, or engage more than that other guy, then I will say that. Can I ask you a few questions, sir? Can I ask you ladies a few questions? I think I talked to that one lady before. So even if you're a vegetarian and you don't eat meat, some vegetarians still eat fish, which I find strange. But eggs, milk, there's still a lot of cruelty behind those products. That guy looks like the meter reader. He's got like the same face, but he looks a little bigger. Scott came. Man, you guys are funny. Do you know why all those animals are here in the first place? Because we breed them. If we weren't eating as many chickens, they would breed less chickens. There would be less diseases caused by animals if we were to breed less animals. Here goes a horse trailer, but I don't think there's anything in it. At least no horses. This is Pennsylvania. I'm in Gettysburg. Can I ask you a few questions? Sometimes these trucks are really loud. People can't hear me. Yeah, there's a lot of history here. Can I ask you a few questions, sir? This house right here is the house that Abraham Lincoln stayed in the night before giving the Gettysburg Address. You can see that sign right there. The sign kind of explains it. I know it's backwards, but... And there's the statue. Right here. I was thinking about asking people, what does freedom mean to you? And then what does slavery mean to you? Do you think that animals can be enslaved? Can I ask you ladies a few questions? Don't feed your children milk. Can I ask you guys a few questions? Get a clipboard. People try to think that I'm selling them stuff. I feel like that sometimes. I'll be at the other side and I'll have stuff laid out on the little wall. I do have my folder here. My folder is sitting up against my tripod. I got my in speciesism sticker. I'm gonna put that here. I think might get people to look over. As some people come over and ask what that is. What is speciesism? Can I ask you a few questions? I swear they heard me. How you doing, ma'am? Can I ask you a few questions?
I'm sorry, not right now.
Like I'm doing a survey. Some people have a sign that says they're doing a social experiment. Which would be good if there was like a ton of people. But there's not normally a lot of people. It's just normally couples or groups will be walking by. Scott, again, that it doesn't work. The more beef you eat, the more they're going to produce cows. So you're having the opposite effect. Come on, man. And if you're trying to troll, you can come up with better stuff than that. Can you explain what you mean? I don't know if some of you guys were in Jeremy's stream yesterday, but he's funny. Go check him out, Jeremy Loeb. I don't know how to say his last name. Is it Leob? Somebody can probably drop his channel in here. What's up, John? They're trying to get to the tour bus, and the tour bus is going around in circles. It's kind of funny. But damn, this is a bunch of people. There's a couple dogs, a couple people. Maybe they'll stop for a second. Puppies. Here they all go to get on the bus. You think our life is short? What about the animals, dude? You know most animals are killed less than 1% of their natural life? Less than 1%. Most animals. How are you ladies doing? Can I ask you a few questions?
Today,
Cute dogs. You would never want them in a gas chamber, right? Do you know most pigs go through a gas chamber to be killed? No meat at all.
No meat at all. Well, okay.
Well, yeah. They're doing it with chickens now too, putting them in gas chambers. Can I ask you guys a few questions?
I don't think so. Thank you, though. We have to spit out.
Yeah. Have a good day. Thanks for thinking about it. Hey, Vegan Heretic. I saw your video. Well done. It was very frustrating listening to those guys, but I liked what you had to say about it. Can I ask you a few questions? maybe they're lucky. Well, you know, dairy cows, that's what some people say. Dairy cows are basically tortured for 6 or 7 years, and then they're killed. There's a guy that said he's against being cruel to humans. He agrees that what we do to animals is cruel, but then he's like, well, it doesn't matter. It's the way things are. Kind of like, I talked to a guy like that the other day too. He said like dirt was alive, rocks are alive, everything's conscious and sentient. He was trying to say everything's conscious. That sign's conscious. The lamppost is conscious. That was a really strange conversation. Yeah, I could tell them I'm doing a social experiment. It's a lot more people today than normal, it seems like. But they're all doing tours. Or at least most of them are doing tours, like those people are. Can I ask you a few questions? How about you all? Did an animal die for that bag? What's up, Linda? I'm not a follower. Sorry, Scott. You're right, they're not the same, but they're pretty damn close. There's no big difference that justifies eating animals over plants. You can eat tofu and you're going to get all the amino acids. Everything you need. One block of tofu, you're good. How you doing, ma'am? Can I ask you a few questions? She had like a cowboy hat on. It's not how you spell tofu. Exactly. One's a plant, one's an animal. That's why. That's why vegans choose plants. Because we actually respect animals. Is that a real leather jacket?
No.
No?
Yeah.
No, thank you for respecting the animals with your purchase. How you doing, ma'am? Good. Can I ask you a few questions? She was with that guy. She said no, and then I was like, I didn't say anything, and then she was like, yes. Like, I don't know, was she just trying to tell me what she thought I wanted to hear? Because most people do that. They'll just like tell you what you want to hear. Doesn't matter to me. You're not gonna make me happy by just telling me what I want to hear. It's not about me. Like, why do you lie to yourself? You're just lying to yourself when you tell me that, you know? You make yourself look stupid, in my opinion. Those people are dumb. Just gonna lie. There's no point in doing that. You can see where I am. It's in the description. Tofu, yeah. I don't eat tofu. I don't know what that is. Right, exactly. Most people do. Can I ask you guys a few questions?
Sorry.
Yeah, I just ate a bunch of tofu before I got here. And tempeh. I had it mixed together. Just like dump a bunch of nutritional yeast on there. It's delicious. Would I be able to ask you a few questions? I'm not a liberal. It's funny, you guys all say the same stuff. Can I ask you guys a few questions? Mm-hmm. How you doing? Good. Can I ask you guys a few questions? No. Huskies. Look, they got huskies in these cages. Oh my god, this is cute, but I feel bad for them. They're crying. Like, "Rah!" I have a husky. She does the same thing. When I put her in a crate, she whines, like really cute, like. They were like singing. Yep. Yeah, exactly. I had like so much stuff in there. I don't even. It would be a huge list of food. Would I be able to ask you a few questions?
Oh, I know.
I'm having very good luck with the interviews today. With all these people, I normally have more people that'll stop. Bonsai. It's a cool name. Do you have any dead animals in there? Look at that.
Salad.
Nice,
No
sir.
dead animals. No.
Cool. Thank you. The animals appreciate it. He opened it up and showed it to me. It's just a salad. But they probably killed animals for the dressing, honestly, but I didn't want to push them. That was kind of funny. Sometimes I like to poke at people like that. He did have leather shoes on though. Oh, there's some horses. Jones Livestock. Huh. I don't think you guys saw it. About keep it like that. Maybe you could see if there's any trucks that come through. I was here yesterday for 15 minutes, and one of those death trailers went through. It was empty though. Can I ask you a few questions? Oh, I think I already asked them. The sun's coming out. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on. How's it going? Argentina. That's cool. They speak Portuguese there, right? Oi. I know that. I know a little bit of Portuguese. I was working with a guy from Brazil. So I was trying to learn some Portuguese, and then I didn't, and then I left that job, so I stopped. Could I ask you guys a few questions? Now you speak Spanish there. Well, hola. I know a little Spanish too. Can I ask you guys a few questions? She's the one that's got the bag. I think I said that earlier. Yeah, sorry, I don't know much about South America. Is it only Brazil that speaks Portuguese? I thought maybe it was a couple of countries down there that did. I should learn more Spanish though. I took it in school, but I never kept up with it. Can I ask you a few questions, sir?
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you. Are you having a good day?
No.
You okay being in my video?
No.
No? Oh, well, I hope your day gets better. That sucks. I know Portugal. I meant in South America. Oh, look at the wiener. I don't know if I can turn it that far. Oh, there's 2 wieners. I like the little wiener dogs. Can I ask you guys a few questions? No? He said yeah, and then he said no. I don't have any more dog treats. I need to make some. Look, what are these guys doing over here? You see them? They're setting up something. I wonder what they're doing. He's got like a cowboy hat on, doesn't he? Ooh, that's I can't think of the word. They're gonna paint something, it looks like. Must be an artist. That'll be cool. We could check in on him from time to time and see what he's doing. Do you all respect animals? Right. Do you eat animals?
Yes.
You think that's respectful?
Necessary.
It's not necessary. You're wrong.
I tried to be vegan for 6 months. I've lost 40% of my body fat.
So you got to eat more. He said he was vegan for 6 months and lost 40% of his body fat. Damn, that must be, he must have a lot of body fat. No, I'm just kidding. I've been vegan for over a year. I have the exact same body fat. And I've gained weight. 10% body fat. Probably a little less. But I've always been like that. Honestly, he probably could lose a couple pounds. But I'm not trying to fat shame people. But most Americans most Americans should probably lose a couple pounds if you're worried about your health. But oh, it says solve this riddle. It's a Jesus thing. Well, I don't know if you can see it. Can I show the riddle to my stream? Yeah, it's about Jesus. Yep, that's what I thought. Vegan heretic, are you still here?
Starts here, they're fishing. They hear splash. Somebody shouts,
Yep.
What did they say?
Man overboard. I got that. Yeah.
So it's cold on the day he's in the water. This one tells the temperature of the air on the day they were fishing.
Oh, the temperature of the air. I have to look that up, I think.
So these right here, what are these? People go to college to get a college.
A degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
So you got how many degrees?
3 degrees, right?
So 3 degrees where?
The 3 degrees below 0.
There you
Uh,
go.
yeah.
So it's 3 degrees. The air's cold. The water's getting colder. They got to get them out fast. Sadly, they aren't fast
Mhm.
enough.
Oh, that's 6 feet underground.
He kicked the bucket. He didn't make it, but
Got
even though
that
he
one.
died, they had hoped that they would see him again because he knew about this. It's the word life.
Right. That's an interesting one. Okay.
It's kind of common saying, at least whether you believe in it or not. People talk about the word life and death, and you'd say the word death is before the word life written there. So where's the word life?
Life after death.
There you go.
There you
So
go.
Harvey knew about life after death. But one
Yep.
day, that's all of us, right? 10 out of 10 people die. What do you
Yep.
think happens to you after you die?
That's a good question. What do you think happens to animals when they die?
They die, and their bodies decay. The Bible says that they don't have, doesn't teach that they have an eternal soul, but people have an eternal soul.
Sure.
Because we're made in a unique way, different from the rest of the creatures.
Yeah.
The Bible says that God made man in his own image. In the image of God, he made them male and female. He made them. And so we have a soul that lives on, that goes
Right.
on beyond. And so we all die. The reason for that is something called sin. You ever heard of sin before?
Yeah, of course.
How would you define what sin is?
I mean, what's your definition?
Yeah, I would say that sin is, the Bible says this, it says it this way, it says that sin is lawlessness. So in other words,
Sure.
it's anything that we think, that we say, or that we do
Yeah.
that breaks God's law, that goes against who he is and his moral character and what he says is right.
Right.
So the Bible says we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So you ever told a lie before?
I try not to.
Of
Right.
course, yeah, we try not to, but we have, right?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty honest. I'm pretty brutally honest. So, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I've told a lie.
But you have before, right? So
Maybe when I was a kid and didn't know better.
yeah, so I think we've probably told more lies than we like to admit that we have. But we've all done that. God says that breaks his law. Right?
What about animal cruelty? God's against animal cruelty, right?
Oh, of course, yeah, because
Yeah.
animals are part of God's creation, and the Bible teaches that God gave man dominion over them, and we're to be good stewards of what God has given us. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Stewards.
Yeah. But how about this? You ever taken something that wasn't yours? Doesn't have to be something big, something small. If we do that, it breaks God's law and gives God his pain. Now, most of us would say, sure, I've done those small things. Maybe I try not to do them often. But did you know that Jesus even says that if we've even been angry with our friend, we're liable to judgment just like the murderer, right? So God sees not just what we say and what we do, but what goes on in our hearts and in our minds. And he sees that we've all sinned. And the Bible says the wages of that sin is death. That's why Harvey died. That's why I'll die. That's why you'll die, right? One day we all will die because of this problem called sin. Do you know how to have your sins forgiven, though?
Well, do you think that when we eat animals, that's cruel to animals?
I don't think so, because God tells us in his word that he gives us permission to do that. In the book of Acts, God gave permission, saying that the animals were clean to eat after the flood in Genesis. God gave them permission to eat animals as well.
But he also said that we're stewards of the animals, right? We should take care of them.
Well, we should take care of the creation.
Right. Well, God
But he also
created
gave them
animals too.
dominion over those things.
Right. But why does that mean that we should just eat them though when we have other products,
Because
right?
he gave them for that purpose. Yeah.
But we don't have to eat them though,
in the
right?
original worlds, God, there was no eating of animals. God made the world.
Right.
There wasn't any of that. So do we need to? No. But I will say this, but God does give permission to. Yeah. So
But we also have permission to lie, right?
No.
But
He
what?
never gives permission.
But when we eat animals for an optional product, that's cruel to them, right?
Not when God says that we're allowed to. No. Yeah. So if God,
So
we want to do what God tells us to do, right? And if God
Sure.
says this is okay, then we do what God says. But when God tells us something is wrong, like lying, he actually says about lying, he says liars will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. And he also says that the one who says that he has no sin, like he doesn't have that problem, or maybe he has sinned there, but he currently has no sin or has not sinned, that he's a liar and the truth is not in him. And so that's the serious thing in God's eyes, is the moral wrong of breaking God's law. And the killing of an animal is not one of those things that God would say is wrong. In fact, in the Old Testament,
why in the Garden of Eden there was no animals being killed?
yeah, Yeah, no, that's a good question. And I'd say this because in the world that we originally lived in, right, we didn't need that. There was no debt.
Right, but you said we don't need that now either. It's
Don't need
optional.
it, but it's optional. It's not a wrong thing for us to eat an animal. So that's the difference that I think maybe we might be making. Is
I think you're being a little contradictory on
But that's a
yourself.
sin thing. I'm saying it's not a sin thing. It's an option thing. So you
But
have
if
the
it's
option to
optional,
leave it. That doesn't mean it's sin.
You
to
could
do it.
choose something else.
Sure.
Isn't it cruel to the animals?
Because God gives permission to.
I think you're contradicting yourself
That's not a
there.
one-for-one trade, my friend. No. When God says that something is wrong, and we do that thing that God says is wrong, that is where we've breached the gap. We've gone where we should not go. When God doesn't say what is wrong, and we actually then say, well, God doesn't say it's wrong, but I'm going to create a law, that, where God doesn't give us a law, that actually God, he does have severe words for it. It's called legalism in the scriptures, and that's to create law where there is no law, to go beyond what God says. And throughout the
But God's
Bible,
against animal abuse.
abuse.
When
yes,
you eat
but
an animal,
how do
you
you
have
define
to
abuse?
abuse them to eat them.
No,
You're
there's
taking
a
their
cruel
life
way to kill it, and there's
for
a
an option.
non-cruel way. No.
How is there
like if you have
a
animals that are
humane way
fighting,
to kill an animal?
if you take its life in a way that doesn't cause it undue pain beyond what is necessary, to
Isn't
take
that
its life?
the ultimate pain, though, taking someone's life?
So let me ask you this: why are you here arguing for that? You know,
Because I respect animals, and I think there's no humane way to kill an animal.
what do you believe in God?
That doesn't matter.
Do you believe in God?
It doesn't matter.
Well, you see, actually, I think that matters far more. Because if you don't believe in God, then
I
why
think
is it
that
wrong?
if you do believe
Do
in
you
God,
believe in God?
then you should respect animals.
But do you believe in God?
But it's not about me. It's about
if you
it's
don't
about
believe in God,
the animals.
why is it wrong? Why is it wrong to kill an
Because
animal?
the animals are sentient just like we are.
Why is that wrong to kill it?
Because they don't want to die.
Why is that wrong? Why does it matter? Do you have any objective reason why it's wrong other than just opinion?
If you can choose a product that has animal abuse behind it or one that has compassion behind it, why do you choose the one with animal abuse behind it?
Maybe I like meat. Maybe I.
So you don't think that
wrong?
God would think that's wrong?
Well, hold on. You said, do you believe in God? Again, we're back to that. Because
It doesn't matter about me.
I know
It's
what I
about
think.
you and the animal and the way you treat
Actually,
animals.
I think the opposite because, my friend, here's the problem. If you don't believe in God, you have no reason to say why it's actually wrong other than it's your opinion.
But you believe in God. So
Alright.
you think animal abuse is wrong in God's eyes, but then you pay for animal
I can
abuse.
answer that. See, you're
You do.
defining animal abuse in a way that God doesn't, because God tells
All
us
those
to be
industries,
careful.
they abuse animals.
You can define it how you want it, but I go by what God says in His Word, and He does give us permission to eat meat in the Bible.
That you hunt
Oh,
yourself.
He does give us.
Do you hunt all the
permission
meat
to
that you eat?
meat, but
What
He would
which one is
condemn
that?
somebody untruly in Genesis chapters 8 and 9. It speaks of it in there. In the book of Acts, it also speaks of it in there. So there's multiple places that speak to this reality. But here's my
Well,
point.
bestiality is a sin too, right?
Oh, yeah, he calls that sin, but hold on a second.
So you know
Hold on a
how
second.
do animals get
Are you going to
pregnant?
let me have a chance to talk? my
You've been
friend?
talking more than me.
Well, there's no point in us talking if you won't let me share what I think.
You've been
You're
talking
asking-
more than
you're
me.
asking a question without me giving me the chance to answer. So here's my point.
You pay for bestiality
My
there
point-
too.
My point is, my friend, that unless there is a God, you have no reason to think that anything's right or wrong. It's just
But
subjective
you believe in
opinion.
God.
It's
I'm asking
subjective
what
opinion.
you. I'm asking you.
And I want to know
You
what
believe in
think, too.
God. So don't
Because I
you
care
agree
about
that
your soul more
bestiality
than
is wrong?
I do. Scriptures speak to that as
So
well.
you should be worried about yourself, not me.
Well, what about your soul? Because if
I'm worried about. I can be worried about myself. You
if-
should
if
be
you
worried
don't
about
believe in
yourself.
God, the Bible says actually the fool has said in his heart that there is no God, my friend. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. The wages of that sin is death. We need a Savior. So what about, we can always point to someone else's sin, but what about our sin? Until we have forgiveness of our sins.
I don't
which
pay
is
for
what
animal
Jesus
abuse.
is about. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because God says that you've sinned. As God says, I have sinned. And we all have sinned.
I
the
didn't say
Bible
I didn't
says.
believe in God
So
either.
we need our sins forgiven to believe in Jesus, to trust in Him.
You're
the
just
work of
deflecting
Jesus,
because
to
you know that
forgive
I'm
us
right.
our sins. No, what I'm doing is
You pay
is
for
I'm-
bestiality and
I've
animal
told you
abuse.
I've told you what I think about it, and I already gave you an answer, which is simply I do what God says in His Word. He doesn't say in His Word that it's wrong to eat meat, and so I'm not going
But
to
the
make
meat
a
that you
law.
eat, you should hunt yourself.
You're making up. Where does God say that in the Bible?
Which verse is that?
Where does it say it in the Bible? No, you're stating
BH,
that
can
we
you
should do that.
give me that verse?
Genesis chapters
I've seen
8
it. I
and
can't
9,
tell you which one
Genesis
it is.
chapters 8 and 9 speak of that as well as Mass. So I can look up the specific verse in those chapters.
Sure. Do you have a Bible?
Of course I do, yeah.
It's in Deuteronomy.
The book of Acts, or book of Genesis.
It's not a Bible. That's your phone.
I don't have my physical Bible right here with me. I'm looking up the Bible right here, looking up the scripture verse, and I can read it to you. But in the end, my friend, what you believe about eating meat doesn't change the fact that we all have sinned, and that's what I'm here to talk about with people. That's why I've got my board up here. That's why I come here every week, is to share with people about how they can have their sins forgiven through Jesus Christ. And that's what I care about. That there's people watching. That's what I care about for you, is that your souls are right with God, because Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but by me. And so I just urge you, my friends, to think about that today, is that if you don't trust in Jesus, whatever sin it is that we've committed will be judged for by God. But Jesus came out of love to die for sins, to give his life as a ransom for many, so that whoever will believe in him can have eternal life and forgiveness of their sins. And that's what we're here to talk about. So,
You were saying Genesis 8 and 9?
yes, Genesis chapter. Well, first, this is a greater taking of life than the taking of life in an animal. I do want to read this. It's from Genesis chapter 9. It says, whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed, for in the image of God he made man. And so I would like to say there's a distinction between animals and between people. People are made in the image of God, he says here in Genesis chapter 9.
All animals were created. We are animals, though.
No, not by what God says.
But
Yeah.
God created animals too, right?
Sure, he made animals, but not in his image. They're not image bearers of God who represent him.
Why did he give them the ability to suffer and the desire to live?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Animals. All animals have the desire to live and the ability to suffer.
Yeah.
So why would he make them in that image
That's
and
not
then
the image of God.
and then tell
That's
us
not
that
what-
it's okay to
That's not
kill
what
them?
the image of God is. The image of God is to be the representative of God, where God gave specific life into the animal. I'll give you an instance. Like we have in Genesis chapter 1, it speaks to that. Genesis chapter 2, it speaks to that, how he made man, how he made woman from man.
Deuteronomy, it says that you should eat only the meat that you hunted yourself.
Who was
And
that
then
written to? Who wrote that, and who was that
in
written
Leviticus, it says
to? Who wrote that, and who was that written to?
if you kill an animal an improper way, then it's just as bad as murdering a
Who
human.
wrote that, and who was that written to? Who wrote that? Who was he writing to?
If you kill an animal in an improper way,
Hold on. Who wrote
it's just
that?
as bad as murdering a man.
It doesn't say that. Where does it say that?
In Leviticus.
Where? What verse?
I'm not sure what verse exactly.
Yeah, because it doesn't say that. But here's the thing: who wrote
It does.
that? Who wrote that, and where was he writing to? Who wrote that? So if you're going to quote it, you got to know the context of it. Who wrote Leviticus? Who wrote Deuteronomy? And who was he writing to? Googling it doesn't count.
I'm not Googling it. There's another Christian in here, and you can see he said Moses wrote it to the Israelites.
Yep.
Is that right?
There you go. That is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, what was that under? If maybe your friend on there can help. That's okay. We don't know everything, so I'm not pegging you with that. But I'm just saying we want to know before we talk about a verse. What is the context of the verse? Because Deuteronomy and Leviticus are both part of what we call the Torah or the Pentateuch, which are the first 5 books of the Bible, including Genesis, and they were written by Moses, detailing the giving of the law of God in a covenant called the Mosaic Covenant between God and Israel, right?
Sure.
So that is a law that involves promises of blessing for obedience. It was a conditional law compared to the Mosaic law, or the Abrahamic law, Abrahamic covenant, which was a different covenant, which is an unconditional promise. But this is a conditional covenant between God and them, and when they obeyed, they would be blessed, and when they disobeyed, there would be consequences, and they agreed to that. Right? So it was sealed with them, this covenant between them and God, that is the people of Israel and God. It is, those rules are not what we would call, all of them are not, some of them are, but part of the moral law of God that transcends the Mosaic law. The Mosaic law was specifically to them, and they're the ones who are under that. So when we point out a verse from there, we don't understand that for New Testament believers, the Bible actually says in Romans chapter 6, we're not under that law, but we're under grace. So that law doesn't apply to us. And in the same way that it did to them, it applied to them, and that they were given a specific law at a specific time, and they agreed to follow that law.
Right, you said that Genesis is in that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why were you
Well,
quoting
because that's
that?
before the Mosaic law. So what he's speaking is, in general, he permits them to eat. At the time, though, he still gave them prohibitions. He said there were certain things they could eat, but there were certain things that they couldn't eat, right? But then in Acts, I believe it's, I want to say Acts chapter 9. I'll have to look it up. It's right here.
Yeah, right, exactly. You used Genesis 9 to promote eating meat, but then you said that
No, I
shouldn't
said there were
apply.
some prohibitions in that at the time, but further, there's something that we call progressive revelation. Progressive revelation is where God reveals something at a time, and then later, as He progressively reveals things, we understand more about it. So at that time, that the law, when we're talking about the covenant that you're Leviticus and Deuteronomy are both speaking about the stipulations of the Mosaic covenant. Genesis chapters 8 and 9 is just history. That's not the stipulations of the Mosaic covenant that is for them. That was for all people at that time. But then here, Acts chapter 10, let me pull up Acts chapter 10.
In Exodus, God fed them only bread from heaven, known as manna.
He also gave them quail, which is an animal. So he did. He fed them more than just manna. Yeah. So, but here in Acts chapter 10, it speaks of the same reality that Peter had a vision, and in his vision, let me see where it says. And the vision. There you go. Here's his vision. But he became hungry and was desiring to eat. And while they were making preparations, he fell into a trance and saw heaven open up, and an object like a great sheet coming down, lowered by 4 corners to the ground. And there were in it all kinds of 4-footed animals with crawling creatures of the sky and birds. And a voice came to him, "Rise up, Peter, slaughter and eat." But Peter said, because he's understanding this in his mind in light of the Mosaic covenant that he has been under, but now he's transitioning from the Mosaic covenant to the new covenant, which no longer has those stipulations. He says, wait, hold on a second. Rise up and slaughter. He says, "By no means, Lord, for I have never eaten anything defiled and unclean." Again, a voice came to him a second time, "What God has cleansed, no longer consider defiled." And so in this vision, he's told by God specifically to eat. And what he's always considered to be unclean by those Old Testament stipulations that he was previously under before he came to Christ, when a person comes to Christ, they're no longer under law. Now, they were specifically under the Mosaic law to keep its stipulations, and if you haven't kept those stipulations, and that means a curse, God says in Deuteronomy. So that's why I asked you, my friend, like if you've ever told a lie, if you've ever stolen something, use God's name in vain.
My friend, you're saying that
same law.
Peter's vision was about all people being equal, not permission to eat animals.
No, that is.
Do you read the whole
ultimate,
chapter?
Absolutely. That's the application, the ultimate application, as Peter goes to Cornelius, who's the centurion, and In the same way as they were allowed to eat the animals, they were also allowed to welcome the Gentiles as part of the people of God, because for so long, not only could they not eat those things, not only could they not separate, or they also couldn't be in a fellowship with the Gentiles. But now, those rules of the Old Testament covenant are gone. So I'll give you an example. I'll read it from another text where he specifically says this. He says in Romans chapter 6.
Can you read the end of that chapter, though?
No, I
Peter there?
just agreed with you that he is speaking to the reality that also the Gentiles get to be part of that. You know, that vision, there's the application to it, which is Gentiles get to be part of that. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm also not saying that that means that we can't eat the meat, because listen to what he says here. For sin shall not be master over you, Paul says, for you are not under law, but under grace. So what you're stating are ceremonial laws. According to Paul, when a person believes upon Jesus Christ, you're no longer under law. You're not under that law. That was specifically to Israel. I'm not part of Israel. I'm not a Jewish man under the covenant of Moses. So I don't have
So
that.
you're saying if you're Jewish, then you shouldn't eat animals.
I'm saying that that law was meant to show this. It was meant to show no one can actually keep the law. It's meant to show that you need a savior from the law. It's meant to show you not that you can keep the law, but that you need a savior because you've broken the law. And that's what we all have done. Paul says this. He says, I would not have known what coveting was until God had told me in his law, you shall not covet. Right? The New Testament reiterates that law. It doesn't reiterate the food dietary laws. In fact, the New Testament never reiterates New Testament laws or those Old Testament ceremonial laws. Instead, it tells us, like there in Romans chapter 6, that we have freedom from those things, that we don't have those. Listen to what Paul goes on to say in the book of Romans. He says, now we accept the one who is weak in faith, but not for the purpose of passing judgment on opinions. Opinions. Notice that word. One person has faith that he may eat all things. But he who is weak eats vegetables only. That's what Paul says. The one who eats must not be the one who does not eat with contempt. So
I agree. If you only eat vegetables, you're probably going to be pretty weak. Because
no. He's saying no.
You're not going to be able to get everything from vegetables.
That's not what he's talking about, weakness. He's talking about spiritually weak, the weaker brother
Sure.
who doesn't feel free to eat the meat. He says you can eat anything. But then there are some who would say...
But you should choose compassion, right?
So he would say, then there's some who would say that I can eat, right? And I'm going to eat. Then there's the one who says I can't eat. So the one who can eat the meat shouldn't look at the one who can't with a downgrading attitude. So I don't look at you as any less because you may choose not to eat meat. That's totally fine. What I care about is your soul, which is just like all of us. We're sinners, and we need a savior, right? But he's making it.
Well, why do you think that everybody's a sinner? You are looking down on me. You think that I'm a sinner just because I told you that I didn't even tell you if I believe in God or not.
Yeah. So I know that you're a sinner because God says that we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So I'm not here making a statement based on my view of you. I'm here making a statement on what does God say. And God says
we should choose compassion.
God says
when you buy animal products, you're paying for animal abuse.
You're switching subject. You actually did the right thing. You turned to the most important subject, which is the question of sin. Right? So you said, how do you know you're a sinner? Well, God says that we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Romans chapter 3, verse 23. And he says the wages of that sin is death. Romans chapter 6, 23. So in order for a sinner to be made right with God, we need to repent of that sin. Mark chapter 1, verse 15. It says, Jesus says, repent and believe in the gospel. In Luke chapter 24, Jesus says, repent, to preach repentance for the forgiveness of sins. And so what I care about is not looking at somebody and saying, hey, you need to eat only vegetables or you need to eat not meat, when God doesn't say that we're not allowed to eat meat because we're not under the Mosaic law, right? So if we're not under the Mosaic law, as I just read from Romans 6, chapter verse 14, then I'm not under law, I'm under grace. I don't have those stipulations on me, then I don't have to submit to those laws, but I do have to submit to the moral law of God, which is I need to submit to Jesus. I need to repent and believe upon Jesus. Jesus said, repent or likewise perish. And that's why we're here. That someone, even though that you can have your sins forgiven if you'll repent and believe upon Jesus too. And that is the most loving thing that I can do, is to say, hey, cliff ahead, you're driving the wrong way, turn back. There's a bridge this way, but there's only one bridge, and that's Jesus. And that's what Jesus said. Jesus said, I am the way. And Jesus was the most loving person who ever lived, because he was God.
So how would Jesus slaughter an animal?
Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father.
If Jesus had an animal to slaughter, or another option that was just eating plants, but right now you just said he's the most compassionate ever.
And he didn't abide by your rules. He abided by his rules.
If Jesus had the option to slaughter an animal, or just to eat a plant-based option and choose compassion, don't you think he would choose compassion always?
No, because he doesn't tell us that in his word, which means either you're right or God's right, and I'm going to go with God. And so
I'm not going against God. I think God would choose compassion. When you have a choice between animal cruelty and compassion, Jesus would always choose compassion.
So your definition of animal cruelty is different than what I would call animal cruelty. And so I think.
Do you think if you had a good life and somebody took your life instantly, so you didn't even know it happened, would that be cruel?
Again, not a person made in the image of God. And
but would that be cruel?
Let's end the conversation here.
Don't you think that would be cruel, though?
I appreciate your time, but I'm here on the clock too, and so I care for your soul, and that's why I'm here.
But that would be cruel, right? You can admit that, right?
Yeah.
If somebody took your life,
God, yes, but not to something.
But if somebody just took the life of an animal instantly, that's not cruel.
I think if it's done in the right way for the purpose of eating it, and not with the attitude of
even the bestiality.
No, that's
when
different.
That's
different.
But that's how when you pay
you
for
can say that if you want to.
when you pay for animal products, you're paying for bestiality too. What a joke. Please do join the conversation and read from the Wizard of Oz. How would Jesus kill an animal? He didn't like to answer that. That's when he told me to go away. I didn't see the trucks going by. Let me get caught up here. The moral law is not to cause an unnecessary suffering, to avoid the suffering of living creatures. He thinks that the animals don't suffer when you kill them unnecessarily. Yeah, he can't. Did you catch that one part where he said, I like to eat meat? Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Alex. I don't know how long I can be in the sun, though. I wanted to be in the sun because it was a little chilly, but my phone might still overheat, so let me know if it starts skipping out. It feels a little bit warm. His reply was gluttony. Yeah, another sin. Can I ask you a few questions, sir?
What's that?
Can I ask you a couple questions? Stickers melting. He did what you would expect. He just kept bringing it back to me being a sinner. Like, come on, man. I've never seen them here before. There are other people that are here in the morning sometimes, passing out some brochures for like a local church, but I don't know where the hell this guy's from. I did zoom in on his crest, but now nobody's gonna want to talk to me because they already got bothered by him first. Coming this way. Fucking lady blowing stuff at me. Yo, stop talking to me. Scott, you can leave if you don't want to be here. Hey, Marcos. How are you guys? Can I ask you a few questions?
For what?
It's about animals, just to get you to think a little bit.
Okay.
You guys like animals?
Yeah.
Yeah. You would agree that we should respect animals, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that when we take things from animals, like eggs, milk, or we take their life and we eat them, do you think that's respectful?
I think it's because that's the way it was meant to be.
Why was
I
it
grew
meant
up
to
on a
be?
farm, so I have a different outlook on animals. Some creatures, everybody's life is meant for a purpose.
Right.
And animals that are raised humanely, like cows, open prairie, open range, free range chickens, and that,
Yeah.
they supply us with what we need, and their lives are serving a purpose. I don't believe in mass production of animals.
Yeah, like 99% of animals are factory farmed.
Yeah, I'm not on board with that.
So do you ever go out to a restaurant, or do you buy your meat from the grocery store?
It just depends. We live in Delaware, so there's a lot of farm places where you can shop along the roadsides, and they have their own stores where they're producing the animals and the vegetables. So
Right. Do you think that when we have another option that's just to not eat the animals, maybe we should choose that option?
well, I think that's everybody's own personal choice.
What about the animal's
fail
choice?
to realize that without everything is in perspective, because there's predators in the world. Animals eat other animals. That's the way it's created. So I don't think the humans are any different, because humans are animals also.
Right.
And if we get in a situation where something's going to eat us, if we don't run fast enough, we're going to get eaten too.
Right. So, but we know better, so we don't go to those places, right?
Well,
You know?
you can make conscious choices, but I still think that animals, you can't not have the balance. When you don't hunt for deer, the deer get overpopulated, and I've seen this happen when I lived in Idaho, and then they end up starving to death because they weren't hunted and reduced in numbers. So I think it's all a basis of keeping a balance, because the earth is in a balance. If you don't eat the animals, then the earth animals get off balance.
Well, all the animals that we eat, they're bred into existence, right?
Well, again, it depends on how they're raised. I raised animals to be eaten, and even though I cared about them and they were my pets for a long time, when it was time for them to be consumed, they were still there for that purpose. But they were loved and cared for.
Well, what's our purpose?
That's a good question. That's a different topic.
So do you think the animals were put here for us to use them instead of being here with us?
I think some animals were put here to be food. So,
but who decided that? Didn't humans just decide that?
Well, we were given that power to name and create, so I would say that would be the optimal idea of that.
We don't have enough room to have pasture-raised animals to feed everyone. It would destroy the whole planet.
We do. It's the greedy corporations that need to be put down that are creating the problems. There's more than enough food in the world for everybody to go without being hungry. And
right, there
if
is.
If greedy corporations were put down and put back in their places, there wouldn't be that problem.
There's enough plants to feed everyone on the planet, but most of the plants we feed to animals.
Right. Well, no.
And then we only get a fraction of those calories back. That's why people are suffering.
I wouldn't totally agree with that, but
yeah, you could look it up. Can I share a card with you guys?
Sure, sure.
Do you just need one, or do you want two?
No, just one.
Okay. Yeah, go to that website and you'll see a lot of other resources on there, and you can learn a little bit more about the industries and what we can do to help actually bring a better balance to the world, because that's what I'm here about.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you guys. The population doubles every 50 years. Yeah, he said that there is enough room to pasture raise all the animals to feed everyone. That's insane. He's completely wrong with that. I think he needs to look into it a little bit more. Bow the knee to Jesus. He will save. That's what he's got a big ass sign over there standing. Jesus wants to save humans, but mass slaughter animals. He doesn't believe in factory farming, but he pays for factory farming. So that's kind of interesting. What a clown. There's a documentary that I think you would like. It's called Christspiracy. It's not like a conspiracy being Christian, but it's about living vegan and respecting animals and being Christian. So I think it's just Christspiracy.com. You can watch it for free, but I think you would really like it. Yeah. Can I ask you a few questions, ma'am?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Would I be able to ask you a few questions? This guy could have set up anywhere else. Why'd he set up next to me anyway? Would I be able to ask you guys a few questions? I might actually go down and check out the movie that they're shooting. You guys want to go for a short walk and check out the movie?
They shout from under the boat. They say, "Oh, Lord, there you go." This one tells it's cold on the way they're fishing. What's the temperature of the water?
Everybody gets from the 1% of animals that aren't factory farmed. What a load of shit. Literally everybody says that. Alright, let me pack my stuff up and we'll go for a walk. That lady literally blew trash over here. Jesus Christ. Jesus. What does your shirt say? In dog years, I'm dead. That's funny. All right, hold on a second. I gotta close up my tripod a little. It's gonna be a little shaky for a second. How would Jesus slaughter an animal? How would Jesus slaughter an animal? Or do you think he would just choose compassion instead? I should stand here and say that. I thought Jesus was all about love, compassion.
going on?
Perry? Yeah, I went to the local dairy farm, the local family-owned dairy farm. It's a factory farm. 2,500 cows in 3 sheds. They never come outside till the day they die. Nice mustache.
Thank you.
Watch Conspiracy. It's in the description. Go watch it right now. Like, now I'm going to see this every time. Martin, look, here's your place. Is Martin here? Yeah. All the plant right activists. Come on. But plants are sentient. We don't know if plants are sentient, but we know that animals are. So why are you paying for them to be killed and suffer? Have people stick their arms up their butts. Like, come on. Directly goes against the Bible. Where are my glasses? Damn, I lost my glasses. Must have put them in my bag. Can't see. Whoop. Totally against bestiality, but then pays for it. Crazy. It's the courthouse over there. It's pretty cool. Thanks, Robert. Happy that there was just a conversation, no yelling or cut downs. Yeah, until the end where he was just like, I'm done with this conversation. Nice apples. She had a whole basket of apples in her hand. That's cool. Oh, look at this dog. Is that a dog or is that a horse?
That's a puppy.
He's a puppy.
10-month-old Irish Wolfhound female.
Oh, wow.
So she is
Beautiful.
truly a puppy.
Wow. She's beautiful.
Thanks.
And then here's the library. I'm normally on the other side of the street, so you kind of get a better shot of the library here. Some pretty cool buildings. Here's the Abraham Lincoln statue. I'm normally on the other side of the street, but it's got the whole Gettysburg Address on here. Well, I don't know if it's the whole Gettysburg Address, but a lot of it. Just a puppy. So this church was a hospital during the war. Yeah, that one over there. It's like stone. It's really cool. Really cool looking church. Very round. It's got like a round room there. Another like little room up there. Pretty cool. Oh, there's my Corvette. Definitely a lot of traffic with this street closed. But I can stand up on top of this hill and see them filming the movie down there. I don't know if they're actually doing any filming today, but they're getting it set up. They had it set up yesterday and today. They're filming tomorrow. Filming tomorrow and Sunday. Are you supposed to be backing that truck up there, buddy? I think they're trying to turn him around. I don't know if he's going to be able to make that. Oh no, Christian tours. Stop viewing animals as your resources, your property to use however you want. All right, check it out. Here's the set. So they put a lot of dirt on the road. Yeah, my brother should be here.
They were putting it down.
You're gonna put a big green screen on the side. They finished putting the scaffolding up. They're not done with the scaffolding yet. Probably what they're gonna finish today. Covered up the whole sidewalk. Where are the chairs? I wonder if they want to remove that air conditioner. Here's some stuff. Wonder if they're gonna have horses here. Probably gonna have some horses here. They're filming tomorrow and Saturday or Sunday. The Daniel Lady Farm, I think that's where they are today. And there's a covered bridge in town that they're doing a couple of scenes at the covered bridge, and then the Daniel Lady Farm, and then they're going to be here. There's like a battlefield or a battle scene here that they're doing, I think, tomorrow. Hello, how you doing? Good.
That's good. So we're gonna put the
I met her the other day. What are those people doing over there? I don't think they're supposed to be out there. That whole side's closed, guys. But yeah, this is Gettysburg 1863. That's the movie, the name of the movie that they're filming. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. There's boxes in there. Can I fire the cannon? They just do it once. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's old stuff. Kitty litter. There she is. She's the boss lady. It's so cool because, like, that house. They're selling tickets for tomorrow. People can sit here on the bleachers and they can watch them film. But I'm pretty sure I can come down here. Actually, I don't think I'll be here tomorrow. I was trying to come down here tomorrow to watch. Because I could actually, well, actually, I don't know. Never mind. 2 different colors of dirt. It's kind of funny. Make sure they get the dirt right. Now the police are here because this truck is stuck. It's trying to turn around again. I didn't think it was going to be able to make it that easily. I think he's trying to leave. He's trying to get out now, go the other way. I don't know if he can make it. Let's go walk back up to the square. And they got to back up all the cars. I'm gonna let them go through. Come on, dude. The Jenny Wade house. If the history guy is still here. Is that Robert? I don't think you should be standing up there, buddy. Is he gonna make it? Barely. He's got it. He's got it. Take up the whole damn road, but
Wait, we were going to store it?
a little bit, yeah. Yeah.
We just finished this house.
Yeah, I saw you guys were working on it. It's
Yeah, we got it done. We had an open house on Saturday.
right, okay. Very cool, yeah, the Langdon Hill.
You can go inside if you want.
Yeah, and go ahead and check it out.
We're in the middle. Let's
Okay.
go finish up some minor details.
Yeah, you want to show me around? Or
Sure. My wife, she'll probably show you better than I will. I don't know your name though.
I look like a slob.
thank you. Oh no. Oh, cute dog.
Oh.
Yeah, she just patted. She doesn't even like to.
Oh. Probably smells the dog. My
I'm
dog's.
just about ready to paint the radio. Don't mind if you want. But this is the living room. And I got a bunch of historical objects to see.
It was on Lincoln Road.
The Lincoln Road, nice. I live in Hanover now,
Okay.
but I love to come out here. I spend a lot of time out here.
Yeah, so we have this. This is the living room. And
Very cool.
yeah, I have a lot of Civil War paraphernalia, as we said. You can get back there and see.
Check it out. Very nice.
That's a beam we took out of the house.
Yeah.
Took a wire, I said, let's leave it.
Right. Yeah. Very cool.
It's really cool over here.
Guns and stuff. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's on the walls, under the floors. We got 3 Civil War Confederate bullets, shoes, clothes, dishes.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
Those little paper soldiers, they were found on the wall. A cool
Wow.
little frame, I know. And you see that bottle of ink right there with the mirror behind it? That's from Wheeling, Virginia. That's what's engraved in the back. Wheeling, Virginia became Wheeling, West Virginia in 1863. So that bottle predates 1863. Pretty cool. And those newspaper articles are from 1908. And that letter up there is postmarked 1881. You can't really see it from here, though.
And the wood with the wood spike going through it, right in front, up top here.
Yeah.
That's actually the roof beams from the back of the house.
Oh wow.
We took the back
of a house and raising it up.
Right.
And those are old gutter things that were in the brook. Look at that old
Right.
mallet.
Yeah, that's cool.
I found that under the floor in the back of the house.
Wow.
And I'm figuring that's late 1700s, early 1800s.
That's a claw of a bear.
There's supposedly a bear.
Oh, wow.
And that's an invitation to a college graduation, 1890.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, cool. And it's really cool if you look at that bottle there. It says for consumption. The one next to the right
Yeah.
fluid. Had all sorts of morphine and codeine and everything else in it. You wouldn't feel your consumption after that.
Right.
Yeah, this is the dining room back here. All these fireplaces were buried in the walls and we uncovered them.
Right, yeah.
So,
Very cool.
dining room, and this is the reception room.
Evergreen.
And this is really cool. We found a well, 45 feet deep, and we ended up
Oh,
building it
wow.
up. And we put a little house on top of it that was underneath the cement. Isn't that crazy? You could have just, it used to be low broken that cement. Someone could have eventually fallen right
Oh, yeah,
there.
Wow. Right?
You want some bedrooms?
Sure.
I try to rush it through.
No, I really appreciate it.
I just got one cookie. You want a chocolate chip cookie?
No, thank you.
Are you sure? Because I'm learning how to bake them. You know, chocolate chip cookies.
No, I'm vegan actually,
Okay,
so.
all right. So this is the kitchen for down here. So I just got done baking that. Now, this part right here was the outside courthouse. That house was not attached to us. So this was,
Okay.
that was a separate house of wood, but this used to be the outside. So the house kind of went in an L shape. So this
Interesting,
was,
yeah.
they added this again sometime in the early 1900s. This was added. And if you look over here, it's really cool because this is the window
Goes into the neighbor's.
to that house.
Right?
So that's pretty cool.
That goes into the basement staircase.
Yes.
Wow.
You let it block it. You can hear people in there if they're staying at night.
Yeah.
In the kitchen. Yeah, a couple times I've gone in there and I went, "Ooh."
Yeah, it sounds like a ghost.
Well, Matt's the one that told me.
Pictures.
I forgot what I was doing. Oh,
You
yeah.
were putting my things
Oh, yeah.
up so I can hang up stuff.
But I had to watch the back of the trailer.
This is the Langdon room. Right here, my husband had 50 relatives that fought in the Civil War. So we
Wow.
figured we would name a room after them. Really? And this is Captain Lewis Langdon, my husband's first coat, 6 times removed. He put the flag on Richmond, won the Confederate flag. And that's his great-great-grandfather's Civil War sword.
Wow.
So we figured, you know what? We can name a room after the Langdon.
Yeah.
That picture is from Winchester, Virginia, the courthouse. Really cool.
Very
And each room
nice.
has their own bathroom.
Nice.
It's all right.
Nice bedroom.
This is the Langdon room. And this room here is the selfie room. I'm gonna move that. This is the selfie room. This room is my largest. We found writing on the wall. It says, "Sorrow is the ruin of man."
Right?
Isn't that cool? See it?
Yep.
Sorrow is the ruin of man. So,
That's so
Dr.
interesting.
Kelsey purchased his house in 1917. He passed away in 1921. He was a well-renowned physician, and the community loved him. So I said, you know what? We're going to name him after him. And then this is the bathroom. Still doing a little bit of work in here.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Thank you. We have a shower over here. And then I'll show you a really cool room. Be careful of this. This is the sharpshooter net. This is where the bullets fell out of. The third story of this house had a lot of sharpshooter net. And that house next to us was not there, so this was my house. that town over there is the East Cemetery.
Wow.
Another really cool feature about this house is when we first moved in, the floor was painted green. You can see some remnants of it there.
Yeah.
So when we had to leave the house for a week when we redid the floors, we then uncovered blood.
Oh, wow.
So if we knew it was there, we wouldn't put a closet around it. But we found out afterwards that it was blood. And yeah, so somebody ran up here, someone was shot. I don't know what happened.
Right, yeah.
But look at the size of these boards. The house was built in
Wow.
1816, so it's old.
Yeah, definitely.
So pretty cool. Two more. Oh, this is just the bathroom for this one.
Yeah, a lot of bathrooms.
Yeah, well, each room has their own bathroom.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, people don't want to.
Yeah, of course.
No. So, we're down and we're gonna go to the back of the house. And I'll show you. I only have 4 rooms. I only have 1 room back there. I didn't want more than that. I just want people to be able to enjoy the whole house.
Right.
Except for, not, of course, other people's bedrooms. So, and over here. This is my laundry room, which is a mess right now. We live here.
Okay.
We go up, no storage. This is the, putting stuff up. This is the McKellar room. Thomas McKellar built this house in 1816, so I figured we'd never room for him. And we have a Confederate Union gray coat, officer's hat. In here.
Nice.
And bathroom over there.
What a beautiful bathroom.
Yeah, this is a nice one. Sorry, we're putting stuff up, so that's why it's a little messy.
It's really nice.
Thank you. And then I have one other area to show you. I have the I have a sunroom back here that everyone can enjoy. So you can just walk.
He's been enjoying it for a long time.
Yeah, he's our mascot. And this is all fun.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's really nice, even though the school's there, it has beautiful sunrise. And the last couple of mornings, the fog and the mist was like over the hills there. It was beautiful. So, and people can enjoy coffee and tea here. I have a water machine we're putting here. And yeah. So this is the Langdon Mill House.
Beautiful place.
Thank you. Thank you. 2 years and 4 months of working on it. This is really cool
right.
too. This was a window, and we decided to make it into an outside entrance. If you look over here, we're pretty sure those little bullet holes there.
Oh, yeah.
So, because there was nothing here. We left this I wanted to leave part of the original house back here. This was, at some point it was painted white, but I thought that was pretty cool to do. And, yeah, so that's it. This is a Langdon Mill.
Very nice.
Thank you. I'm glad that you like it. And it was an outside porch, as you see, because you have a window right there.
Yep.
So. And this was the outside of the house. There's probably a bullet hole in here too, somewhere, but I'm not taking it down now. Yeah, this house was totally gutted down to the rafters.
Wow.
So we built a house inside of the house. So bottom line, we put full new 2x4 and 2x6s. This we support it. This house has been less than 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
That's the house in 1865. Right there. What's that?
This spoon
Yeah.
started swinging,
Okay.
and it hadn't stopped.
I don't know.
No, it started swinging on its own.
Okay. I
I
don't know.
said, look at this.
I believe you. That house is weird. We're gonna watch the spoon that's swaying.
We were just talking about a ghost.
It's still
No, why do you think I had that like New York, the gray coat and that was like soft?
I was putting the things in and it just started moving. And it's still going. Just that one.
Yeah, hey. That's a weird.
I don't know if it's vibrating from the music or something.
It's dancing.
But it just started going all by itself. I'm sitting there, but that thing just started moving. And it's just
But it's
been going.
not stopping.
That's what I mean. It's kind of weird.
Well, an object in motion will stay in motion. An object at rest will stay at rest.
Yeah, well, that's why I need all opposites.
Exactly. That's weird. It's not stopping.
That's what I'm saying. It started really small. It was barely moving. And I'm like, now the shelf is vibrating. So I don't know. It's not something.
Yeah, but why is the other one moving?
I don't know.
Right, yeah. You'd think it would move all of them if it's moving one of them. It's very strange.
What is your name?
I'm Jake.
Jake. Nice to meet you, I'm Laura.
Nice to
And
meet
Ron.
you.
You just come through this town once in a while.
Yeah, just I come here a couple of times a week. Yeah, like I said, I'm a vegan. I'm also an animal rights activist, so I try to
Animals.
speak up for the animals.
So
So
that's why our 14-year-old puppy is. She's still doing good. She's still. I don't know why she scratches. I don't know what she's doing. That's mom. That's my rug baby. Don't do that. Who really do that? I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing. But she's she's a good.
Slow down. Slow down.
Hey, it did slow down. But
That's how it
kinda
started,
weird.
though. That was the
kinda
weird part. That's how it was, and I'm like. Then I walked out for a second. I came back. I'm like, it's swinging.
You
more.
coming to say hello? Yes,
Oh.
good. We're like, we have company. Yes, we have company.
She might be doing that because of nails.
Oh,
Yeah, I can read nothing much with no weight.
oh boy. Okay, back to painting I go. Hi ho.
all right, well, thank you so
Oh,
much
you're
for the
welcome.
tour.
You're welcome.
Amazing place.
Thank you.
Great job.
So you post all this stuff on YouTube?
Yeah,
What's it under?
it's my name here. I got a card.
How awesome.
See my card and see kind of what I pass out.
Awesome.
3 movies. Oh, the
YouTube.
video and them down there.
Yeah. So I was kind of shooting some of that. But yeah, you can. That's my YouTube channel. It's just my name there, and then no, not really. My brother is though. My brother's going to be here tomorrow, helping them with the shoot and everything.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't shoot the people. So.
Yeah.
I know the girl that who actually Bill Brinkman's girlfriend is my hairdresser.
Oh, cool.
We know her pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was kind of hoping to be able to watch it from my attic window, but there's too many trees in the way.
Right. Yeah.
If this darn house was in here, I could see it. You know?
Yeah.
I'd end up
It's a
building.
cool town.
I love it.
Long Island is. Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't.
You don't
It's intense.
Yeah.
Is that the only way I can describe it?
Yeah.
I mean, no, you have no idea. People go there. I brought a guy that
It's
was
crazy.
58 years old. He goes, I've been to New York, but he was upstate.
Right.
Looking for Long Island and stuff. He goes, if I never get back here, it would be too soon. He goes, this place is
I
nuts.
can't wait to get out.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I said, look how expensive it is.
Right.
He
Yeah.
wanted a little bottle of Jack, he wanted like a Jack and Coke. So, yeah, no problem. So I'm at the store, I bought it. I come out and go, how much that cost? I go, $25. He's like, what?
Yeah. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
like, dude, a 12-pack of Corona is $25.
Yeah.
I've seen it for $32
Wow.
for a 12-pack.
Yeah. Right.
Here you buy, I mean, it's $18, $19 here, but I went into a 7-Eleven, picked up a 12-pack of Corona, and this is like a year and a half ago, and a bag of chips, and it was $32.
Wow.
And
It's
people,
crazy.
you have no idea.
Yeah.
On this road, 25 miles an hour, it's 50. And you better not be crossing the street,
Right. Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
going to get hit.
Yeah. Then we'll stop.
Nobody, and it's your fault.
Yeah.
Well, this that guy was able to get out. Should other come down here? They've had signs up for a long time.
On a tractor trailer?
It's going to be closed.
Right. Yeah. I saw
I
that.
was like, I used to have a CDL, I'll get that thing out for you.
Is that what you
Right.
said to him?
I was standing on the corner, the guy was like trying to back up, and I'm yelling over, just tell him to follow it. He'll know what I mean. And, because there's nothing there. So you can look out on one side and not hit anything.
Yeah.
And the other guy's going, hold it, go, stop, go.
Right. Yeah.
Just let him go, man, just let him go. I don't know who that other guy was.
Yeah. That's what. The first time I walked up, I was like, I don't know if that guy should be doing that. trying to tell the truck which way to go. Like,
I know, I'd be more concerned if the cop. I even said to the cop, I said, I can do that if you want. I said, I have to go on. But we have to, people will just walk in.
yeah, yeah.
And I understand.
All right, thank you very much. Very nice to meet you.
Check out the YouTube page.
Yeah, sure.
Get a zillion subscribers and make a crap load of money.
Hey,
We're
right?
trying to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Thank you. I'm sure I'll see you around. I'm always around here. Beautiful house. Huge house. Oh no, I gotta run down to the bus now. I should have enough time. Very cool people. They just got that house finished. So if you want to stay there, probably expensive to stay in those rooms. I'm sure they put a lot of money into that house. But wonder if they're gonna watch this back. They might. I don't know if I should have told them that. Kind of manage some properties out here too, but that they're like kind of competition, but they're a little different style. But my dad would definitely like them. Talk about history for a while. I'll have to introduce my dad to him. Maybe I'll try to pop back in next week. But yeah, that was kind of cool. Bullet holes in the wall. The old sword and the old guns. That's a lot of history right there, you could see. That hammer, mallet. What are you guys talking about? Oh, sorry, Robert. I just read your message there. Yeah, I'll remember your name, Robert Edwards. Come back anytime. Try to be open-minded for the animals. Yeah, I'm not trying to force anybody, even though you're forcing the animals into the slaughterhouses. You could just do choose other products. Like I said before, I don't like the restaurants and the businesses that are making food, they can change. Slaughterhouses can't. So we need to get rid of the slaughterhouses. Stop treating animals as products. Here's the foxes. Like that. You don't need that. They used to have 2 of them. Now there's only 1. Somebody must have bought the other one. What is that though? Buffalo? Cow?
She's been talking about it for a long time.
I gotta not stop. I'm gonna miss my bus.
These clowns are still here. Yeah, they are. How would Jesus slaughter an animal? Mm-hmm. WatchCrispiracy.com. Yeah. How would Jesus slaughter an animal? How would he slaughter an animal? Would he choose compassion or would he slit an animal's throat? Use your brain. Don't be blind. Blinded by faith. It's one of the most dangerous things in the world. Being blind by your faith. Choose compassion, not violence. So people can do better, so we should do better. Did an animal die for that bag? Fucking people, man. The worst kinds of people are closed-minded people that can't accept the reality. When he wanted to defend his position, you notice he pulled his phone right out and was like, yeah, I can look that up. But when I told him to watch Crispiracy and just be open-minded and learn a little bit more, he just basically ignores me. You think he's actually going to look it up? Doesn't want to be challenged. He doesn't want to have his blind faith challenged. People like that have killed more people than other things. So crazy to me. What's with all the people wearing cat ears? I just passed 2 people that were wearing like ears from animals. Like not real ones, you know, but and then there was another lady that just went into the diner. They must be furries. Here's another dog. Oh, look at him. Barkley, you're so handsome. Unless that's a girl. Maybe it was a girl. Can't tell. So cute. I don't think I missed the bus. What's up, Emily? Meebo, thanks for being here. Stop abusing animals. Be vegan. Great name. So yeah, I did a little bit of outreach. Talked to a few people, passed out a few cards. We went down and saw the movie set. They got the road all covered in dirt. They took out the parking meters. Should have taken out that air conditioner. Got to see that house. I've been watching them work on that house. So it was really cool to go inside and get a tour like that from the owners. They said they've been working on it for years. Anybody got any questions though? I can pay a little bit more attention to the chat now. I can actually see it. Walking down the street, I couldn't really see it. What's up, Lisa? You think I'm handsome? Really? My big scraggly beard? Thanks. I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, how did all the animals get onto the farm? And why do they produce the things that they produce in the quantities that they do? I can stream while I'm on the bus, so maybe I'll be here when you get back. You're going for a walk. And I will see you in a little bit if you come back and I'm still here. Yeah, it is 6 hour difference. John, where are you from? It's that's 6 hours from here too. So you must be on the East Coast. It's a little warm today, so I don't know. Depending on the weather, I might have my other hat for a little bit. But this is my little beanie, so when it's chilly, I wear this, and then I have some other big ones. I have a lot of hats. All right, hold on a second. I'll be right back. I got to teleport onto the bus. And I'm back. It's really hot on the bus. Probably don't need my microphone anymore. Yeah, most animals are killed less than 1% of their life. Less than 1%. Like they're here and they're gone. It's really hard to even think about. It's like 50,000 every second. 50,000 animals a second. And most of them are less than 1% of their life. They're babies. They're little babies. Oh, John, you're from the UK? What time is it there? It's 5 hours difference, I thought, from here. Oh, I guess your comment was about something else then, I guess. Must have just read it wrong. Sorry, I probably asked some of you guys where you're from a couple of times. It's hard for me to remember everybody. But once you tell me a couple of times, then I'll remember. Start talking about Harry Potter, Dennis is going to show up.
Pincher Morrison. That's one. Yes, humanity is cruel, so we just treat animals however we want to. That's what some people say. Right, exactly, Erwin. Guys, like, have you ever lied? Like, I mean, I'd rather tell you the truth than lie to you. Almost like he's projecting. Think it's sustainable? Think that mass producing animals is sustainable? Fauci study on transitioning canines. On the road. Almost got 40 likes. That's cool. I mean, 50 likes. I think, we got to 50 likes in one of my videos, and then after it ended, it went down a couple. Animal agriculture isn't even, it's not even sustainable if we just keep doing what we're doing now. But with the population growing, we can't increase animal agriculture anymore. It's just gonna kill things faster and destroy the planet faster. Take up more space. We don't really have any more space. Factory farming is actually good for the environment compared to like pasture-raised animals, which is really crazy. I have a lot of friends. Most of my friends still eat meat. I don't know why people say that too. You say the same things as everybody else. Yeah, this injustice isn't any different than any other injustice. You have to look at it from the victim's perspective. Your victim's perspective, if you're eating animals. But I don't eat with my friends when they're eating animals. And I always recommend vegan options first. Always remind them that there's a victim behind their meals when they're eating animals. Yeah, watch Dominion. And that guy earlier was saying that it's only 5%. You're seeing like the worst 5%. And people think that the whole industry is bad because you see 5% that's bad. But honestly, that's like 99% of the industry is what you're seeing. 99% of animal ag is horrible. It's not 5%. And even the 1% that has a better life, they still get killed at the end of the day for something that you don't need. Carbon cowboys. There's not a better way to do a bad thing. It's just not as bad. Do you want to be not as bad, or do you want to be better? What's my content? You can go back to the beginning and see when I was doing street outreach, talking to people. But if you're still here, it's about respecting animals. And I think the best way to respect animals is to not view them as your resources. To not view them as property. Basically, I ask people why they aren't vegan yet. That's what I ask myself. Why am I not vegan? And then I thought about it for a while and decided I probably should not only live vegan, but also speak up for the animals, because they try to tell us a lot. They're telling us that they're not happy in these positions. Like, we should know that, but we choose to ignore it. And it's horrible. People need to wake up. People say that we can't talk to animals, but you can. You can tell. You can tell if they're happy or sad. That's why I ask about people's pets sometimes.
Now approaching Gateway Gettysburg.
Taking your own doo-doo. Yeah, you do that when you eat animals. You're eating shit. You're eating piss. I mean, they're covered in it. I did a live where I went to different farms around here, and I went to the goat farm, and the goat farm didn't look as bad as the other ones, but she said she had 50 goats. I only saw like 5 of them. I don't know how much space they had behind the barn. Like, they might have had a lot of space, so they might have actually been having a decent life while they were alive. But most meat goats, which I'm pretty sure they were meat goats, they only live to be like 6 months old. Like a couple percent of their natural life. So they're killed as babies. Dairy goats can live a couple of years. I think dairy goats are actually one of the longest living livestock animal. As a percentage of their natural life, I think they actually live longer than dairy cows. basically the same process, though. They're basically tortured their whole life, and then when they stop producing milk, they kill them. So it's kind of sad. I saw an accident of a truck that was taking pigs to the slaughterhouse. It drove off the road, over the guardrail, dumped all the pigs out. It flipped over, so it dumped all the pigs out. Because I don't think they were in, I don't know what kind of, if they were in an enclosure or they were just like in the back of a truck. But all the, like, the pigs were screaming. The truck was on top of a bunch of the pigs, so it like dumped them out and then flipped over on them. It was in another country, but it was horrible. It's horrible to see that. It reminded me of Earthling Ed talking about how he saw a bunch of chickens. Same kind of thing. There was a truck that got into a car accident. A bunch of chickens were injured, like all over the road. And he felt bad for the chickens, but then he had KFC in his fridge. And then near my house, near where I live, there was actually a cattle truck. It was a but it was a small that was pulling it, lost control of the vehicle. Same thing, hit a guardrail, went over and dropped 20 feet down. About 25 of the 100 calves, I think they were like male calves going to the slaughterhouse for veal, young babies. 25 out of the 100 died from the accident, and then they had like firefighters were like lifting the calves up. They weren't big, they were pretty small, so they were actually able to like lift them from one person to the next person to the next person and like get them up out of the like hole they were in, basically. But people were freaking out about it, like, oh my gosh, take care of those cows. Not realizing that they're literally just going to the slaughterhouse to be killed. It's really crazy. Girls, Girls, Girls is back. Is that from the Beastie Boys song? Or no, wait, that's Motley Crue, isn't it? Motley Crue did the Girls, Girls, Girls song. Here's the egg plate, the feed place. All the feed trucks. All those cows are eating our food. Sorry. I'm on the bus. I'm the only person on the bus. There's nobody else here. Got my own personal driver. It is Motley Crue. I don't know why I was thinking Beastie Boys. Should know better. Yeah, the smaller farms a lot of times are worse than the factory farms when it comes to taking care of the animals, because they don't have the money for it. And a lot of the vets won't come out unless there's multiple animals that are sick, or it's not some type of illness that's affecting like all the animals. If it's just one animal, either they kill them or they just let them suffer until multiple animals are suffering. Then they bring the vet out. They just started running a train in Gettysburg. I don't know when I'm going to be doing it. I've been telling, my dad wants to do it with me, and I keep telling him, when you're free, get the tickets, let me know, and we'll do it. But I need to know when he's available, if he wants to do it together. Otherwise, I'm just going to do it myself, and I'll just stream and go there myself one day, but he's going to miss out. So I've been waiting. He calls me up and he's like, you know, we can go next weekend. I'm like, all right, buy the tickets. You know, I'll pay for my own ticket, but I need to know that he's going to be available. And then he doesn't get them. It's like, it's not expensive or anything, but I want him to book it so that because I'm available whenever most of the time. If I'm not available, then I'll let him know ahead of time, but I don't know why he hasn't booked it yet. We talk about it like every week, but he never gets the tickets. But I do plan on doing a live stream from the train soon. I think that would be really cool. I had some of my streams where you can see the train. I go walk around it and stuff. Short video. What's up? I think Bonsai is Red Briar. Uh-oh. What's up, Lawrence? You want me to shave? You don't like my beard? I'm gonna trim it up a little bit. You're also seeing my hair in the back. But I know it's a little wild. Don't question me. Answer the question, Lauren. Answer the question, Bonsai. Erwin's gonna get rid of you. You're about to get booted. Yeah, I should have told that guy, I am Jesus to the animals, then you're the devil. Fucking guy making up such shit. He's against bestiality, but then pays for it. Hola, from Mexico. How do you say your name? Time out. Answer the question. Guy was just coming up with anything he could to deflect from choosing compassion. He needs to watch Dominion, watch Christspiracy. Sticking up for him. You just got here. I don't think you know what he was doing the whole time. answer the question. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna give you a question, but I'm gonna demand that you just keep answering it. Just messing with you. Like the guy I talked to earlier that watched Earthlings, right? He said, humans are cruel to other humans. But you're not cruel to other humans, right? You realize that's bad, so you don't do that. What about when it comes to animals? You realize that it's cruel to kill them, right? How do you humanely kill an animal? How do you show compassion at the same time you're slitting an animal's throat? You choose not to slit the animal's throat. That's the only compassionate choice, right? Not do it quickly and pray about it. To the animal, it doesn't care if you pray about it or not. It cares if you're killing it or not. So if you know that you're paying for cruelty when you're buying animal products, then you are cruel to animals. And if you don't think that you should be cruel to animals, then you shouldn't be buying those products. It's not that hard to realize. Here's the turkey place. This is where they come after they get slaughtered. That's the warehouse where they store them. And I can probably show you feathers, because the slaughterhouse is over here, like down the road. But if they brought turkeys through this way, I didn't see any feathers in Gettysburg, so they haven't brought any turkeys through Gettysburg. Oh yeah, there's a bunch right there. Big turkey feathers. I don't know if you'll be able to see them with this bus going so fast, but if it's close, see some. It's down that road. That's where the slaughterhouse is. Yeah, there's feathers all over the street here. There's a couple right there. It's kind of hard to tell them apart from the leaves, but I can see them. It's hard to see on the phone. There's some. Maybe I'm back. Thanks for letting me know. Why do we eat their food? There's plenty of food. Why do you eat the animals? Cyber attacks. Well, I mean, there probably is. Think about it. How bad would you want people to change? How bad would you want people to fight for you if you were being oppressed? Do you think me just going out and asking people about animals would be good enough? Or asking people about other people? You think that's good enough? You probably want me to be doing a lot more than that.
Now approaching Cross Keys Village.
Most of the food that I eat isn't fed to animals. You said you believe in God, but you can't put the Lord's Prayer in here? Bye. You're in timeout now. So where I was going was part of the Lord's Prayer says that we should do on earth what they do in heaven. And if God made the Garden of Eden vegan, don't you think heaven would also be vegan? And if you pray that what goes on in heaven should happen on earth, then you should also be vegan. Latino Speed, what's up? My face makes you angry? It's funny, bro. You're funny, dude. You're in timeout. Anybody have any serious questions? One more like it, I'll get up to 50. That's cool. The last couple of days have been decent. Annoying and they're trying to just be a pain in the butt. Yeah, nice. 51 likes. That's cool. Might be my most liked video. So I mean that shows the channel's good. Trying to get to 500 subs. Should be there soon. Got a lot this week. Yeah, what we do to the animals is the biggest injustice of history. We kill more animals than there are people on this planet within like a couple of days. And I don't know if I showed you guys my shirt today, but I got my Arm the Animal shirt on. People keep looking at this when I was talking to him today, and even the Christian guy, he kept looking at it. One of my favorite shirts. I actually got this shirt before I was vegan. Yeah, I don't know exactly what kind of gun it is. It's like a 50 caliber. Reaper, can you say anything besides that? Yeah, look up on animals. Arm the animals. They got all different kinds of animals. You might be able to get one with a turtle. And a gun. It's an M4. Yeah, there you go. I don't really know guns that well, but hold on a second, I gotta respond to this text. Huh, I wonder if they told him to do that. An M4 is a small gun, isn't it? Oops. I don't think it's an AK.
Now approaching Gateway Hannah.
I think it's a 50 cal. Different companies make different ones, but AK-47s normally have like a kind of a shape to them. Somebody is joining me.
Hello. Go Dixie. Gettysburg. For sure.
Now I want to look up their site and see if they probably have like different kinds of guns with different kinds of animals. It's hard to buy a kitchen knife. You can go to Walmart here and buy a gun if you want to. You just have to be over 18, I think. It's easier to buy a gun than it is to rent a car. It's kind of crazy. It's easier to do a lot of things than it is to rent a car. And cars are like, I think more people die from car accidents than from guns though. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense, I guess, but they have a turtle tank shirt. There you go. Gunchester. Damn. Look at this lady on her phone. She's not even doing anything. She's reading something. It could wait. Let's see if she drives away with it in her hand, or she actually puts it down. Oh, never mind. I'm going first. I'm gonna do that maybe with my next live stream. It's just gonna be me standing by the crosswalk, trying to catch people on their phones while they're driving. I'm gonna jump out in front of them and get their license plate. Oh, there she went. I probably could have got her. What about this lady, huh? Yeah, and tell them to go vegan. Yeah, they do that here sometimes, tell people to turn their guns in. AR-15 or M4. Hey, there you go. That's not gonna, they're gonna put it out back, I guess. Yeah, I picked the nose. The guy yesterday that I beat in court, I saw him later driving down the street, and it looked like he was picking his nose right before he saw me. And then YouTube actually clipped that part out as a short, so I might post it. All I have to do is unlock it. It was actually really funny. It was perfect. It actually clipped it out really well. Got like the whole scene. Sniper. Yeah, there you go. My sniper shirt. My dad keeps texting me. Let me respond to him again real quick. Hold on. Colleague that even had no idea he did it all day. Oh, boo. The shirts aren't too expensive, are they? Probably gone up a lot. I've had this one for a couple years. I need a new one. It's fading, obviously. We need to stop the slaughterhouses. So how can we do that? because that's what really has to end. The farmers can change, right? The restaurants can change. It's the slaughterhouses. They only make money by killing animals. Yeah, $19, that's not bad. They can't change to slaughtering carrots. Doesn't work. And some places shirts are like $25 for like a t-shirt. Does some of that money go to help animals though? Yeah, exactly, Pia. We need to get individual slaughterhouses shut down, like Joey did with the investigation. We need more investigations inside the slaughterhouses. Like the one that I go to has more charges against them against people that work there than any other slaughterhouse in the country. It's literally like the worst slaughterhouse in the country. If you get places like that fined repeatedly, they'll lose so much money they'll have to shut down. But we have to make sure that another one doesn't pop up, you know? Thanks. You too. There's some farms that ALF, am I saying that right? Yeah, ALF. I thought I had the letters backwards. They cost some farms so much money that they had to shut down the farms. So there is things like that people can do. I'm not recommending to do anything illegal. I have to say that. But it's effective, isn't it? There's no way to kill these animals as fast as we can. Like 40 was talking about it earlier. He said they kill a lot of chicken places. They kill like 3 chickens every second. 3 chickens a second. Like, that's crazy fast. There's no way that you can do things properly that quickly. You have to abuse those animals to get them in the positions that you need them. Or you have to just, like you said, you hang them up by 1 foot instead of 2 feet. Well, then it doesn't cut their throats right. So then they get boiled alive. Like, it's just the way that it is. Like, I come from a manufacturing background and I see these things. It was my job to speed up cycle times. And I think about that. That's another thing that made me active, because I think about that. If I was working for a company like that, viewing animals as objects, I'm sure I could come up with horrific things to speed things up. Like, it's crazy. That's why we need to figure out the best way to take these industries down. We need people that can come up with different ideas, you know? Yeah, with vivisection too. Like, people know better. They know better than that stuff, right? We know better and we do better. And eating animals will be the next part. Yeah, it's definitely effective. But like I said before, if you guys follow Jeremy, watch his streams, he needs more subscribers. He does amazing work. These animal ag companies, they know a lot of people that are like me trying to speak up for the animals. They keep track of us. So if you're public like I am, if you're going to start your own YouTube channel, don't do anything illegal. Somebody's smoking some funny cigarettes. And if you do want to help, like ALF or other things like that, keep it to yourself. My brother was talking about Alex O'Connor the other day.
It's like an older lady would love it, you know what I mean? But like, just, yeah, corny.
It's kind of funny. That's just the way my face looks. Not your mom, not your milk. Were you guys watching Jamie Logan earlier? I know, I saw Alicia there. I saw 40 there. Jamie Logan is on tour with ASAP. Faraz, Dr. Faraz, Orsini, Patrick, Germany's Strongest Man. He won Germany's Strongest Man as a vegan. They're going around talking to college kids. Oh, that's cool. And Nova! Goose! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ow. Back up, Goose. You're too close. Hi, buddy. Oh. Hi, buddies. Oh, you're so photogenic, aren't you? Hmm? Just a cutie. Ugh, personal space. He has no concept of personal space. Ow. Yeah. Ooh. He's like, pet me, please. Please pet me. Please pet me. Please pet me. Oh. Nova's so excited she's got to pee. Ugh. Oh, Nova stretch. You're so pretty, Nova. Oh. Nova, leave him alone. Watch your head, bud. I just came back and got greeted by the dogs. With a painted face. I thought about painting Nova with they got some dog paint. You can like paint on their fur kind of. It's totally safe for them. I thought she would have fun doing it one day. Maybe Goose too. You're black. Some colors would show up really good on you. But he's already kind of painted. Got your spots. You're always too close though. I can't ever get good shots of your spots. Sit. Too busy. Nova, stop. Nova, what's on your foot? Did you get into the berries? Her feet are purple. Ow. Stop. She just pulled him over. You guys are so funny. Husky. She's a husky. I have the Malamute's inside. My roommate has Malamute. And he's a Newfoundland. Goose, get her. Get her, Goose. She lets he lets Nova win a lot of the times, but sometimes he'll get her. He throws punches like that. Hi, pretty girl. Boop. Is your friend coming over tomorrow? I got another husky coming over tomorrow. A Pomsky. She's one of my favorite dogs that I watch. She's got 2 different colored eyes. Nova, let me see your feet. She's got pink toes. She got into the berries. Look at your toes. Goose. I know, buddy. Can I show off your markings? I'm dropping my jacket. Look at your pretty legs. I saw a picture of a Newfie look just like you. I thought it was you. I said, that looks like Goose. But it's like a 2-year-old picture. Goose isn't even 2 years old, so it can't be you. What was that? That was cute. That was so cute. Yeah, Goose, you'll be there one day, won't you? You're super skinny still. Trying to fatten you up. Trying to fatten you up, aren't I? But you're still skinny. The white stripes. They both got white stripes on their face. Nova. Nova. Come here. See her white stripe? Hey, give me that. She's trying to take my jacket. Look at your toes. What did you do? You got it on your back leg too. She's so bad. Gravy, yeah, that's an idea. So there are different things I could give them. Fatten them up a little bit. A lot of potatoes. I've been giving them a lot of potatoes. Baked potatoes. What did you guys mess up today? Every day I get back and they always broke something. Didn't get into anything today. Looks like there's something over there. You knocked my broom down. Nova. Be nice to him. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. Her ears are all wet from Goose. Is Goose getting your ears? Yeah, my cat I have a cat, but he's always in a different room. So I don't really get him on my streams as much, but I'll have to stream with him. Him and Nova love to play, but I don't know about Goose and the cat. I only let Goose near the cat when I have Goose on a leash. But Nova and the cat play. I can post a short of them playing this morning, actually. It was really funny. I think I got a little video of it. The cat actually attacks Nova. Like, not like to hurt her or anything, but it's kind of funny. And he hisses at her sometimes and like chases her around. But Nova's so sweet. She doesn't ever do anything to him. She just like pokes him with her nose, you know. I didn't really introduce him for a while because I wasn't sure if I was going to be keeping Goose. So I just kind of kept them separate. Don't eat the leaf. But now I'm thinking the longer I have Goose, the more I just kind of want to keep him. Right, Goose? You're so good. He's so much happier than he used to be. What? Oh my god, your pink foot is so funny. It's on the back of your foot too. The Malamute, though, does not get along with cats at all. So I have to make sure that he can't ever get to the cat because he will hurt him. He will hurt the cat. But he's not going to be here any longer. I have a couple roommates, and they're both moving out. Well, the one's getting kicked out. The other one's moving out. So I'll probably be getting some more roommates soon. What are you doing, Nova? Are you about to attack him? You can't be that hungry. What are you eating grass for? I've never seen him eat grass before, and then like the other day I saw him eating grass for the first time. I saw Nova eating some grass for the first time. Now this is the first time I've ever seen Goose eat grass. Did you learn it from Nova? I don't think he ate it. He just bit it and then spit it out. I took both of them on a walk yesterday. They both had long leashes. It was the first time that I did that, and they loved it. Didn't you guys? They did okay. Somebody had a bunch of food at the park and like threw it all out for the animals or something, for the birds. And I didn't see it at first, and they ran up and they're eating like potato chips off the ground. Right, Nova? Squinty. The sun's not even behind me. What are you squinting for? She doesn't like when he gets so close to me. Stop it. Stop. Ah. There's the guy on his plane. Oh, it's probably behind the cloud. It's the plane that I hear all the time. I can tell it's the same one. I recognize the sound. Nova, get off him. He's gonna get you. You keep bothering him. Jasper. Trail goat. See some new guys here. Look, now Goose is getting her. Get her, Goose. Get her, Goose. Goose will like pin her down when she acts up too much. Get her, Goose. Are you getting her? I used to not really let him do that. When I first watched Goose, the very first time I watched Goose, he's still pretty clumsy, but he was more clumsy. He likes to talk sometimes too. He was more clumsy, and he actually stepped on her one time by accident on her stomach, and it like hurt her pretty bad. Like scratched her a little bit, but she like cried about it. So I tried to let him not do that as much, but he's better than he was. He's not as clumsy anymore. He still runs into stuff sometimes. Goose makes all these like little barks, little chirps. He'll go, "Arf, arf, arf." It's really funny. Nice pounce, Nova. Goose will grab her leash or her collar. That's what he's doing now. He'll grab her collar. You cuties. Nova, he got you. Yeah, they like lay with each other and cuddle with each other after they play like this. It's really funny. Goose will like hold her. Normally she's the little spoon. Goose will be the big spoon. It's really funny. Am I gonna dress him up for Halloween? Okay, so I thought about getting Goose a goose costume. Wouldn't that be kind of funny? I don't know if he would like it, but no, I didn't really plan on it. But I was thinking about it. It's like, what would I do if I were to dress him up? What would I do? I would try to make Goose a goose, or maybe I could make Nova a goose, and then Goose could be a cow. He almost looks like a cow. Maybe I'll make Nova a cow and Goose a goose. Right, Goose? Good girl, Nova. I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes out here. Shake it off. Whoa. And they're done. And they're done. Hi, guys. Who's that, Nova? I don't recognize that dog bark. Kisses. Oh, Nova kisses. Pretty girl. Huh? Oh. Nova. Pretty girl. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap up the stream. Thanks for being here, everyone. It looks like this might be my most liked video, so that's cool. Channel's growing. Spreading the word. It's a little different today. Didn't get many interviews, but talked to the one Christian guy for a while. Wow, 15 cats. That's cool. Oh, holy shit, the market crashed today. Damn. That's crazy because I've been saying that it's going to drop, but I didn't put any trades on. It's too busy. Yeah, right? Now, a lot of times there's multiple days in a row where they'll drop like this, though, so I don't know if I would buy yet. But I had some really cheap puts. Every time the market hits like an all-time high, I'll buy these really, really cheap puts really far out in time. they probably went up a couple 100% today, so that's good. So I probably actually did make some money today. I'll have to go check. I still got a little time. I can put some stuff on for tomorrow. Nova girl. She loves her ivy. What are you doing? You look guilty, Goose. What are you doing? Yeah, the cat scratch pads, they sent me an email that they're supposed to be there on Tuesday, and I'm actually volunteering there on Tuesday. So I will probably be, I can show you guys what I got, and I'll go around and I'll put them all in their cages. So there should be enough for every single cat there, I'm hoping. So it was very cool. So yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah, they all got killed by cars. That's why if you do have cats, you should probably keep them inside. The lifespan of an outdoor cat is like half the lifespan of an indoor cat. But thanks everyone. Might do a hangout stream tomorrow, or I'll do a stream where I walk the dogs or something like that. Actually, I got 2 dogs coming over tomorrow. She looked like she was gonna sneeze. So I'll have a bunch of dogs. So thanks everybody. See ya. Have a good weekend if I don't see you.